Plano West Wolves football is on KEXB AM 620 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This broadcast of Plano ISD football featuring the Plano West Wolves is sponsored by Mighty Fine Car Wash, serving fans of Plano ISD athletics for 34 years with 2 locations in Plano, Custer Road at 15th Street and Preston Road, just north of Spring Creek Parkway. Buford Roofing and Construction. When you use Buford Roofing and Construction, you can consider yourself protected and customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. Point of Origin Design, providing screen printing, embroidery, and design services online at pointoforigindesign.com. Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road at I-635. Plano ISD football featuring the Plano West Wolves is a presentation of KEXB AM 620 and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Plano West held the lead over McKinney-Boyd going into the half last Friday night, but could not hold on as the Wolves fell 41-31 to fall to 0-2 in District 6-6A action. Tonight, Plano West sets their sights on their crosstown rivals, the Plano Wildcats, as the Wolves look to turn their season around and get back in the race for the playoffs. Hello, everybody. Reagan Ratcliffe and David Collier with you on another terrific night for football in North Texas as Plano West and Plano Senior High get set to tangle here at Clark Stadium. Well, the last time these two teams met, Plano West fell 17-14. The Wolves came in that night riding high at 4-0. And you look at the first 4 games of the 2015 season, David, it's been a much different story for the Wolves.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They come in with a much different feeling. This is a really important game tonight, starting district play 0-2 with back-to-back losses to Plano East 36-8 and McKinney-Boyd falling 41-31 last week. And you know, you look at what they did last week. We've talked so much early in the season about the struggles offensively running the ball, being balanced, that really holding this team back. Well, last week they came out with a very good offensive game plan to start out, and they carried the lead into the locker room. But second half adjustments were just too much to overcome. And, you know, after starting out on fire the first 2 weeks, that's all we could talk about was Logan Williams and what he was able to do with this, you know, passing game for Plano West. He just has had a tough time getting it going last week and the week before. And, you know, the run game has had an even harder time all season long. But last week, the running game stepped it up a bit. They were able to get some yards. They reached the over 150-yard mark. And now it's just about showing that consistency in back-to-back weeks. And defensively, it's been the inability to get off the field on third downs, and then last week create turnovers, which has been the bread and butter for this defense.
Coach Smith, in his first year at Plano West, knew they'd have some challenges, having to replace 9 all-district performers from last year, 5 on the offensive side, 4 on the defensive side, from a team that went 2 rounds deep in the Class 6A playoffs last year. And you talk to Scott Smith, he talks about it being a marathon, but already with 2 losses now in district action, there's a bit more urgency on their side of the sideline tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you don't want to really call it a must-win this early in the season, but it's hard to say it's not as close to a must-win as it possibly can be. I mean, you never want to assume a loss later on down the road this season, but the fact of the matter is that, you know, everyone else in the district comes into tonight with at least 1 win in the district under their belt, while Plano West is not. And you look ahead on the schedule, you still have Allen. You still have Marcus to play. Those are two of the top teams in the district at this point in time in the season. So there's not a whole lot more room for losses. So that makes this one extremely important. And it's just as important for Plano, too, who comes in tonight at 1-2 in district play as well.
Let's talk about this Plano team. When you talk Plano Wildcats football, the first name that comes to mind, the running back Brandon Stevens, who's been on this Wildcats varsity team now. This is 4th season to letter here at Plano Senior High. He poses a big-time home run threat possibility for them.
Oh, no doubt about it. The Stanford commit has, getting conversation from schools all over the country. This is a very, very talented guy. We're probably going to have some fun watching him play just to see what he can do. But unfortunately for Plano West and this coaching staff, Scott Smith and company, they've had to deal with the headache all week of how do you slow this kid down? You look at what he can do. He's averaging 132.2 yards per game this season. He's got 661 yards on the year rushing the ball, has totaled 7 touchdowns on the ground. Last week coming off a very strong performance where he had 219 yards on 26 carries and 2 touchdowns against Flower Mound. This guy, it seems week after week, he's just getting it going, getting more into the swing of things this season. And so if there's any area that you look at it, if you want to have a chance to take this offense out of the ball game, it starts right there with Brandon Stevens.
We'll hear Scott Smith tonight talk about how they try to limit Stevens in the running game later on. Well, it is Plano West and Plano Senior High tonight from Clark Stadium. When we come back from the break, we'll take a look around District 6-6A and tell you what's on tap for tonight. We'll also give you an inside look at some other key marquee matchups in the Metroplex this weekend. That's coming up next on the Buford Roofing pregame show on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
My name is Maury Buford, owner of Buford Roofing and Construction. Being a former NFL player for the '85 Super Bowl champion Chicago Bears, I understand the meaning of teamwork. Replacing your roof is a total team effort from the moment one of our representatives steps foot on your property until the final inspection is made. Mention this ad and receive up to $1,000 off your roof replacement. What are you waiting for? Call us at 817-329-ROOF or go online at BufordRoofing.com.
Peace of mind. It comes from knowing that you and your loved ones are protected. Hello, this is Jim Blythe, and I'm here to tell you about the DFW Academy of Estate Planning Attorneys. Learn how to protect your loved ones and your wealth by attending one of the Academy's Estate Planning and Legacy Wealth Management Seminars. These Estate Planning and Legacy Wealth Management Seminars reveal how to plan for the real-life issues facing families today and how a customized estate plan can help you transfer your assets and your legacy to your loved ones without the hassle and expense of probate. You owe it to yourself and to your family to learn more by attending this special presentation. For estate planning seminar dates and to make a reservation, call the DFW Academy of Estate Planning Attorneys today at 844-278-6604. That's 844-278-6604, providing you and your family peace of mind.
Welcome you back into the Buford Roofing pregame show. Reagan Radcliffe along with David Collier in the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth as we get you ready for Plano and Plano West. Let's take you around District 6-6A tonight, get you caught up on all the action. You could call this rivalry week here in the district. It starts in Flower Mound tonight as it's Flower Mound versus Marcus. Really two of the surprises out of the district this year. Flower Mound, who went 1-9 last year, nearly won their second district game last week as they fell to Plano late in that one last Friday night. As for Marcus, they were knocked off for the first time this year when they dropped a close one to Allen last week. They led in that game, and Allen, of course, pulled away there late in the fourth quarter. But it's Flower Mound and Marcus tonight over in Flower Mound. Elsewhere, Allen at Louisville. Allen is in search of their 49th consecutive win. As for Louisville, they've had some bright spots as well. They're 2-2 overall, 1-1 in district after a win over Hebron last week. And then one other game to mention outside of this one here tonight, Plano East at McKinney Boyd. And really the battle between might possibly be the two best quarterbacks in the district. Of course, East features Miklos Smalls, the dual threat quarterback who's led the Panthers to a 4-0 start this year. Boyd counters with Grant Ressmeyer, more of a pro-style drop-back quarterback who's 1,194 yards thus far through the year. That's the 8th most in Class 6A around the Metroplex area. As for other top matchups outside of District 6-6A tonight, always some great matchups in the Metroplex. Let's look at South Lake Carroll at Coppell tonight. Coppell, a team that suffered back-to-back losses to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and then Cedar Hill before winning last week against LD Bell. They'll hope to keep that going tonight against a red-hot Carroll team.
No doubt about that, Reagan. It should be a fun one. You look at Coppell, they come in 3-2 on the year, really rely on the player, the quarterback, Brady McBride, who's completed over 60% of his passes this season, thrown for 11 touchdowns, and avoided any turnovers. So for Southlake Carroll, they'll also look at their quarterbacks. So it's going to be a showdown of quarterbacks. It's going to be a common theme throughout the night in the Metroplex. For Southlake Carroll, Mason Holmes, thrown for over 900 yards, completed 67% of his passes, and accumulated 11 touchdowns to just one interception so far. So he'll look to find his two stud wideouts in Lil Jordan Humphrey and Zach Farr, and this wide receiver duo has combined to catch 44 passes, over 750 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the season. So that'll be big for Coppell to try to slow down here tonight.
And you talk about quarterbacks being the theme of the night. Let's look at this one, Garland at Rowlett, and this one again figures to be a battle between two of the top quarterbacks in the area as well.
Oh, no doubt. Two passers who are playing exceptional football will go toe-to-toe tonight as Garland travels to Rowlett. Garland's Jacoby Williams, thrown for 1,347 yards, 15 touchdowns, and just one interception. And now if that's not good enough, we look at over at Rowlett, Logan Bonner, over 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns, and no interceptions. So two very good quarterbacks going at it. And ultimately, it's probably going to go down to whose defense can get, one more stop than the other. Garland giving up 23.8 points per game this season. Rowlett 31.4 points per game. So the stats tend to give Garland a slight edge, but Rowlett playing at home, you just never know. It should be a really fun one to keep an eye on here tonight.
Let's take a look at one other game. District 9-6A tonight. Not one of the strongest districts in the area, but two teams tonight that could be vying for a district title at Skyline and Jesuit this evening.
Oh, no doubt, Reagan. You look at District 9-6A, and it's these two teams in Irving Nimitz at the top of the standings. It just so happens that Nimitz, who actually got a dominating win over Sunset 42-0 last night, gets both Skyline and Jesuit in the next couple weeks. So the next few weeks for that district will certainly play things out. But ultimately, this one tonight it's going to come down to the Jesuit offense versus the Skyline defense. Jesuit averaging 41.8 points per game. Skyline's defense giving up just 15.2. So something's got to give, and it should be a good one too.
It's going to be a good one here tonight. Plano and Plano West from Clark Stadium. When we come back, we'll take you inside the keys to tonight's game for Plano West as they get ready to take on the Plano Wildcats. That's coming up next on the Buford Roofing pregame show on KEXB 620 AM at SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Want a clean car? You'll have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full service washes. You'll always get a top quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
And welcome back to Clark Stadium in Plano, Texas, in the Buford Roofing pregame show. Reagan Radcliffe along with David Collier. Tonight it is the Plano West Wolves and the Plano Wildcats in a crosstown showdown. And we're looking to tonight's keys to the game. And David, let's start on the offensive side of the football tonight for Plano West. Plano is a team that has struggled to stop their opponent's air attack this year, and that really might be something that could play into the hands of the Wolves tonight. Oh, no doubt about it. To me, what's holding this offense back is just a lack of execution at times. You look at what they did last week. We've talked so much about the ground game. Got it going last week, and they really seemed to be in a rhythm. They just looked like they had a better flow in that first half, but they come out in the second half, Boyd makes some adjustments, and all of a sudden things aren't quite the same that they were in the first half. So execution tonight, taking care of the football, just doing those little things. This offense is close. If the run game can, if the offensive line can open up those holes that they did, if they can find different ways
to run the ball, run it outside, do some sweeps, do some different things to keep this defense on its heels. With Logan Williams and these senior wideouts, they can do some damage. It's just about executing and also limiting the silly penalties that they had last week as well.
For Plano offensively, there's no doubt about it who they try to go through, and that's the running back and Brandon Stevens. And we'll see tonight, again, one of the top running backs in the area and across the state and maybe even the nation in Stevens. How big a role does that front seven have to play tonight and try to keeping him bottled up?
Oh, it's going to be big. You need to pay attention to what Wamed Sanogo and Amir Kilpatrick on the backside are doing before the snap. That's where it's all going to be. Once you're in the play, it's no thinking, just go play football and see what happens. But beforehand, they've got to make sure that they're lined up right. The personnel groups, they've got to know who's in the game. Know when, Stevens maybe goes out for a break. Know if they line him up somewhere else. This Plano offense, they're going to have some 2 tight end sets. They're going to have some sets with 2 backs in the backfield. So they're going to have to know what's out there, get everyone lined up, make the right adjustments at the line of scrimmage in order to have a chance. Because if they don't do that, with as talented as Stevens is, they've probably already lost the battle. But if they can do that and limit this running game somewhat, put this team in some 3rd and longs, maybe they can have some success.
We are about 13 minutes away from kickoff here tonight between Plano and Plano West at Clark Stadium. And coming up next, we'll sit down and hear from Scott Smith about tonight's matchup and how important a win is tonight to stay alive in the playoff race. That's coming up next on the Buford Roofing pregame show on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Welcome back into the Buford Roofing pregame show. It is Plano West and Plano Senior High tonight. I have a chance to talk with head coach Scott Smith, and which we'll touch on last week real quick. And a tough loss, you led at the half, but going back and having a chance to look at the film, came away really impressed with the game plan you put together. How do you feel like the team was able to execute that plan?
Well, as we talked about on Saturday mornings with the kids, man, we did some really good things. Our run game we really were impressed with, and then, there was a couple of times where our passing game was matched where it's been all year long. And so, we came out of that obviously hurting because we lost, but, man, there was some huge positives we took from it. And so, you take those things and try to build on them tonight. That's what we've worked on all week long, getting just a little bit better.
Despite the 0-2 start in district, you talk about it being a marathon and not a sprint here to the finish line, and you face Plano tonight. How critical does it become to get a win and keep those playoff hopes alive?
Well, it is a marathon in this district, and so it's not about one game or anything in particular, but this one's pretty big. You drop to 3 losses, you probably hurt your chances big time for that playoff push, and so it's huge for us. We focus on it. But it's not just about, the importance of it on the record or the schedule or all that. It's a win, man. We deserve getting a win. And so our kids, that's all we focused on this week. Just go play and be the best we can be. We deserve to go win a game, and let's go do that.
You look across the field tonight, there's a Plano team that was 0-2 in district going into last week and survived a scare from Flower Mound. Do you sense that they may have that same sense of urgency on their side tonight trying to avoid that third loss?
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt they have a little bit of that as well. They're in a pretty similar boat, The cool thing about this game is none of that stuff matters. It's a rivalry. You throw all that stuff out the window. You got 2 really good football teams that are going to come at it and get after each other. All these guys know each other. They've known each other for a long time, and so it's going to be a great football game.
Talking with Coach Smith as we get you ready for Plano West and Plano Senior High. Let's talk about this Plano team. Of course, they're led by the running back and Brandon Stevens, who has big play capability. What becomes the key tonight for that front 7 to limit that big play capability?
Yeah, just kind of keeping him in front of us, before he can get his shoulder pads turned north and south and getting downhill. He's got tremendous feet, obviously quickness and speed, but he's a physical runner. He's got great vision, and so, just kind of, slowing him down a little bit. I think those guys, you don't stop them. You just try to slow them down and control them a little bit, keep them in front of you, and then, things we've always focused on, rallying to the ball, getting as many people to him as we possibly can, and being as physical as we possibly can.
Looking at them defensively, at least numbers-wise, they've been a bit susceptible in the passing game. Are there areas tonight you feel like you can hit them on with the weapons you have in Williams in the receiving corps?
Well, what we've done, I think, up to this point, throwing the football around, I think it leads us to think that we've got a chance. We've spread the ball around a bunch, so we don't have really one so-called go-to guy. I think we feel good about any one of our guys at any given time catching the ball and making yardage, positive yardage, and so I think that helps us a ton. And I think we match up with what they do scheme-wise and what we do passing game-wise. I think that gives us an ability to be successful.
Kicking game always at third phase, and that seems to be a unit that's really come on strong. Had some big plays last week, of course, had the touchdown that was called back on the kickoff return. Where do you sense that unit is right now and the role they could play tonight?
Man, it's huge. We're really excited about where our guys are in the kicking game. That kickoff return was big for us. Even though we didn't get it, it was big for us, and our guys have been doing a great job. Our kicker's been unbelievable, being his first year to be playing football at this level. He's been a soccer player and will be a soccer player, but Alistair's done a tremendous job kicking the ball. And our cover teams, man, the one thing that kind of goes by the wayside is, our kickoff team last week, we held them inside the 20 about 4 times, and I think of those 4, 3 of them were inside the 10. So we're excited about where we're at kicking game, and that could be a huge one at the end,
Should be a lot of fun tonight. Always enjoy the visit. Wish you the best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's our visit with head coach Scott Smith. It is Plano West and Plano Senior High tonight from Clark Stadium. The starting lineups are coming up next. This is the Buford Roofing pregame show on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Candlewood Suites Fort Worth West is a quality, award-winning extended stay hotel offering daily, weekly, and monthly rates. Guests rank us 4.8 out of 5 stars. Our 80-suite hotel offers guests the comforts of home, from premium beds and custom-designed kitchenettes to free high-speed internet and guest laundry. Our hotel is clean, energy-efficient, and pet-friendly. Candlewood Suites Fort Worth West is an excellent choice for relocations, TDY assignments, training classes, and business and leisure travelers. It is also a wonderful choice for a family getaway, as we are nestled right in front of Dallas-Fort Worth's premier water park, Hawaiian Falls. Come stay with us and enjoy all there is to do and see in West Fort Worth. At Candlewood Suites Fort Worth West, we are committed to community. We proudly serve Tarrant County College, Lockheed Martin, and NAS Fort Worth Joint Reserve Base. Thank you for your service.
Book reservations today at CandlewoodSuitesFortWorth.com. That's CandlewoodSuitesFortWorth.com.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Want a clean car? You'll have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full service washes. You'll always get a top quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash, with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
And welcome you back to the Buford Roofing pregame show in the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth as we get you set for kickoff tonight between Plano and Plano West. And here are this evening's starting lineups. First of all, let's take a look at Plano offensively tonight. They're led by their left tackle up front, Kadarius Smith, the 6'3", 280-pound senior, second-team All-District selection last year. Opposite of him on the right side is Gerard Wheeler. The guards are Spencer Tripp and Peter Lowrish, and the center is Dawson Dawkins. Tight end is Conley McCabe. And then at the quarterback position, Matt Keys, a 6'4", 224-pound senior. He's completed 57% of his passes for 770 yards. The running back, Brandon Stevens, seventh most rushing yards in the area with 661 to go along with 7 touchdowns this year. When they're in a two-back look, you'll see Terrence Raymond, the other running back, and then Carson Williams and Ryan McConnell are the wideouts. For Plano West defensively, they'll line up in a 4-3 look. Caleb Abebefe and Marco Saracini are the ends. Malik Monroe and Keith Ferrand are the tackles. The man in the middle at the linebacker spot, Wamed Sonogo, the team leader in tackles this year. Jared Valisano's at the strong side, Chris Ledesma on the weak side. The corners, Ade Kilpatrick and Justin Fisher. And then in the secondary, you'll see DeMarcus Hall tonight over at the free safety spot. Amir Kilpatrick, leading tackler in the secondary, is at the strong safety position. For Plano West offensively, Travis Hall is at the left tackle tonight. We'll see Evan Simmons over at the right tackle position in for Anthony Cansabetti. The guards are Bjorn Osterman and Ryan Krumholtz, and the center is Callie Eric. Triggerman Logan Williams, 57 of 89 for 783 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Running back Tyler Campbell, 242 yards this year in 3 starts. And the wideouts, it's a talented core. Bennett DeBrow, Jackson Webb, Matthew Dean, and Tanner Harmon. Harmon has a touchdown reception in all 4 games this year. For Plano defensively, they'll line up in a 4-3 look. Byron Tate and Tucker Palacia are the ends. Darian Foster, the team leader in tackles on the defense, is at the defensive tackle spot, along with Conley McCabe. Linebackers, the man in the middle, Landry Kershaw. At the strong side is Thomas Venegas, and then Corey Sanders at the weak side linebacker, a guy who was a first-team All-District selection last year. C.J. Wall and Siegel Mbuhu are the corners, and then Nick Melson and Aaron Regas are the safeties. Team captains that come out at midfield for Plano, it is Dalton Penn, along with Tristan Brown, Daniel Rodriguez, and Lepoco Yoro. For Plano West tonight, the captains will be Trey Lewis, Chris Ledesma, Nicholas Sloan, and Austin Olvera. And tonight, Plano West has won the toss. They have elected to defer. Plano will receive tonight. Plano West will defend the north end zone. The Wolves have made their way through the tunnel, and the Wildcats have just approached from the north end out of their locker room, set to run through their tunnel and come out on the field here at Clark Stadium tonight as we get you set for a crosstown showdown between the Wolves and the Wildcats. It's coming your way next. You've been listening to the Buford Roofing pregame show here on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Do you want to change the lives of children in our community? If so, join us at the Nancy Lieberman Charity Celebrity Golf Tournament Tuesday, October 13th at Prestonwood Country Club in Plano. Join us for a day of friends, fun, and golf as we raise money for children here in the Metroplex. If you want to chip in and play or sponsor, call 972-473-2121 or go to nancyliebermancharities.org. Thanks to all our sponsors, and I'm looking forward to a great day on the links.
Hey, Plano ISD football fans, Mari Buford with Buford Roofing and Construction. Living in Texas, you are no stranger to the Texas heat. Would you like to cut your AC heating bill up to 50%? Would you like your home more comfortable? Foam insulation is your answer. Call me for a free analysis and estimate of your home and start saving money now. We can be reached at 817-329-ROOF or at our website, BufordRoofing.com.
Let's say you want to repair your own credit. Maybe you think you can just cut out that charge-off. Pound that tax lien down so nobody will notice it. And slap up a new coat of paint and hang some new drapes and lenders won't notice those judgments, slow pays, and collection accounts. If your wife makes you watch DIY or HGTV, you might think repair work is something you can do yourself. But ever notice how those do-it-yourself shows always have pros come in and do the hard work? When it comes to your credit report, let the heavy hitters at RepairMyCreditNow.com go to work. They specialize in credit repair, restoration, and education. So if you're tired of living with bad credit, log Log on now to RepairMyCreditNow.com. You don't have to live with bad credit, and you can start the repair process by logging on RepairMyCreditNow.com. In fact, log on right now and get your free credit report repair evaluation from RepairMyCreditNow.com. Don't try to do it yourself.
Is that blood?
Log on now to RepairMyCreditNow.com.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Hi, this is Jim Blythe, award-winning certified senior advisor, and I've been asked to be the spokesperson for really great medical service. VeteransTelemed.com. You need a doctor 24/7. You need prescriptions. This is not insurance. This is a great service, and I'm signed up for it. So go to my website, jimblythe.net, and look up VeteransTelemed.com. That's VeteransTelemed.com for medical service to help you anytime.
Halo for Freedom Realty, the best way to buy and sell a home in Texas. Hi, I'm Tony Ryan, co-founder of Halo for Freedom Realty. We are making it easy for Americans across the country to give back to the men and women who have served our country. By exercising the choice to buy and sell with Halo for Freedom Realty, 10% of each real estate transaction commission goes directly to the nonprofits assisting in honoring our American warriors. Give us a call at 844-FREEDOM or visit us at haloforfreedomrealty.com. Homes of the free because of the brave.
From Clark Stadium in Plano, Texas, it is a crosstown showdown rivalry as Plano and Plano West get set to meet under the lights. Hello, everybody. Along with our broadcast partner, David Collier, our spotter, Jake Radcliffe, I'm Reagan Radcliffe. It is a picture-perfect night for high school football here in the Metroplex. 80 degrees, clear skies, the sun sets on a gorgeous evening. Just a light breeze tonight out of the north, blowing at around 5 miles per hour. Plano West comes in tonight 1-3, 0-2 in district after a 41-31 loss to McKinney Boyd last week. They led at the half but could not hold on. As for Plano, they survived a scare from Flower Mound to pull away in the fourth quarter. They picked up their first win in district last week to improve to 1-2. Last time these two teams met, a very different story. Plano was at where Plano West was at 4-0 coming in. They fell that night 17-14 to the Wildcats. They limited Plano West to 156 yards that night. Soso Jamambo now at UCLA, just 59 yards rushing that night. And this is a rivalry that dates back to 2000 between these schools. They have packed them in on the home side tonight. Plano is the home team tonight, decked out in all maroon. The white helmets for Plano West. They wear the white jerseys, black pants, black helmets with the white Wolves logo on each side. Scott Smith, head coach for the Wolves in his first year at Plano West, comes in with an overall record of 54-50 after 9 seasons at Lake Highlands. For Plano, they're led by Jadon McCullough. He's in his 8th year at Plano and holds a 48-35 record. Alistair Stark has got him huddled up at the 35. The Wolves will kick it off from left to right. Deep to receive for Plano. Brandon Stevens is on the near side. And up top is Lepoco Yoro. Still huddled around Stark as he awaits for the whistle to blow as we get you set for Plano and Plano West. The Wolves at 1-3, 0-2 in district. And Plano Senior High tonight comes in at 3-2 overall and 1-2 record in District 6-6A. Whistles have blown, and so we're set to go for Friday night football. Stark breaks the huddle, and here we go. Right-footed kicker who's decked out of the neon orange shoes will tee this one up from the 40. Stevens and Yoro await around the 10. Here comes Stark's approach, puts the right foot to the leather, and it's an onside kick. Ball's loose, and Plano West may have it. There's a scrum for it at the 48. There's about 4 white jerseys there. Plano, though, signals that they have it, and they do at the 48-yard line. There were 4 white jerseys, and somehow, some way, Plano came out with it. It was Parker Eden who came out of the pile, and one lone maroon jersey yanks that one away, and the Wildcats have excellent field position. Mark it at their own 47.
That may show you the kind of ball game it's going to be tonight. Plano West pulling out the trickery right off the bat. Almost paid off. Still surprised they didn't get on that one. But nevertheless, it's going to be pretty fun if we've got some back and forth like that going on tonight.
Here comes Matt Keys, senior quarterback who stands at 6'4", 224, brings his troops onto the field. Brandon Stevens, the running back at 6'1", 203, the Stanford commit, will start to the left of Keys. It's a 4-wide set with 2 receivers to each side. The Wolves in a 4-man front defensively. Plano travels from right to left. Here's a short pass in the flat. It's dropped at the 50-yard line. Wide open was Terrence Raymond, and he could not haul it in, and it will bring up a 2nd down and 10. Keys is a senior quarterback this year. He's completed 57% of his passes, 46 of 81 for 770 yards. Go back a couple of weeks, though, 3 interceptions against Allen. That was a night in which Plano turned the football over 8 times. They've turned it over 10 times here in the 2015 season, 8 of those versus the Eagles. Here's a 2nd down and 10. In motion goes Joro. It's a zone read option play, and here comes Keys off left tackle. He lowers his shoulders and gets into Wolves territory to the 47. Tackle made there by Jared Balisano, and it'll bring up his 3rd down and 5.
Matt Keys keeping the ball there. Just 74 yards rushing for him on the season and 36 carries. So not a guy that's going to typically run the ball, but he showed you right there that he will do it on that zone option look, and picked up a big 6 yards for his team.
They get a 3rd down and 4 from the Wolves' 47-yard line. Stevens will stand to the left of Keys. Play clock is inside 10 and 8. 2 receivers set to either side. Wolves show pressure up the middle. Here comes Sonogo. Keys back to pass. Throws nearly picked off at the 45. It's dropped. It's incomplete. If Amir Kilpatrick hauls that one in, there is nothing but green turf in front of him. It's a 4th down, and here comes the Wildcats punting unit onto the field.
A terrific play by Amir Kilpatrick right there. I don't think he thought he was going to get there in time. Didn't really, go for the catch right there. Just wanted to bat it away. Great play, nevertheless, on 3rd down. That was one thing we talked about, the inability to get off the field on 3rd downs. Right there, the first opportunity tonight, a big pass breakup.
Jackson Webb stands deep around his 10-yard line to receive this punt from Caleb Getty, whose long is 50 this year. He averages 31.7 a kick. He stands back at his own 39. It's a good snap. The right-footed kicker belts this one away. It's an end-over-end kick that bounces near side at the 21, takes a Wildcats roll to the 17, down to the 16, just below the numbers. It's tapped down there by the Wildcats' Aaron Regis. And so here comes the Wolves offensively. 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. First time tonight that we'll get a look at the Wolves' senior quarterback in Logan Williams, who's completed 64% of his passes. 600 yards this year, ranks 25th in the Metroplex among Class 6A quarterbacks. Offensive line up front of Travis Hall. Evan Simmons gets the start tonight at the right tackle. Osterman and Krumholtz the guards, and Callie Eric, the man in the middle, is the center. Wolves operate out of a 2-back set. Campbell set to the right of Williams, and J.D. Mannigan to the left. 2 receivers go to the top. Bennett DeBrow, the lone receiver, to the bottom. 10:53, first quarter, no score. Here's the first play from scrimmage tonight for the Wolves offensively. J.D. Mannigan off right tackle, lowers his shoulders. He's hit by Regis. It's maybe a gain of 1 to the 27.
Yeah, last week we saw a lot of 2-back formations for Plano West, and it worked really pretty well, ability to hand it to either guy, and right there, just a couple of yards. But it's going to be one thing to watch early tonight. I'm sure that this offense is going to want to establish the ground game again early here tonight.
He gave Mannigan 2. It's a 2nd down and 8. Wildcats moving up front defensively. Good protection for Williams. Stands in the pocket, throws incomplete. Looking for Bennett DeBrow around the 48 on a post pattern. Had a step on his man. That pass off his fingertips. Falls incomplete. It's now a 3rd down and 8. Right now you can tell from Scott Smith and his coaching staff that they're going for this one tonight with what we've seen from them early on.
Oh, no doubt about it. They want to take it to Plano, and right there, really, that's when Logan Williams probably wishes he had back. Like you said, DeBrow had his step. Really good pattern right there. Just overshot him.
3rd and 8. Wildcats show a 3-man defensive look and a nickel package in the secondary. Williams to throw. escapes pressure, rolls to his left, finds a wide open man at the 37, slips a tackle at the 40, inside of the 43-yard line. It's Jackson Webb with the catch. Nick Melson with the tackle. That's a Wolves first down, brought to you by Mighty Fine Car Wash, and it moves the sticks. 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Right there, Logan Williams had all day to throw the ball. It's going to be something to watch tonight. He has not had a whole lot of time to just sit there in the pocket and step into a throw the past few weeks. If he's got that tonight, that could be a big game for Logan Williams.
1st and 10. Webb to the top of the formation, trips right. Here comes pressure. Williams escapes, rolls back out to his right, throws this one away into the Plano sidelines. And terrific job by Williams to get out of the pressure by Ryan McConnell. Slips away, fires that one into the sidelines. It's incomplete, but they live to play another down here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a delayed blitz right there from the Wildcats defense, and almost got there. Heck of a play by Williams just to escape, and the smart move of just getting rid of the ball and living to play another down.
2nd down and 10. Warrens the H-back to the right. Here's a handoff to Campbell, off left tackle. Stutter steps and then weaves his way to the 45. It's just a short gain of 2 as the clock rolls at 9:35. It was Byron Tate there on the tackle, the defensive end at 6'2", 228-pound senior. They give Campbell about 3, and it'll make it a 3rd down and 7 from their own 46.
Yeah, it looked like Campbell had some running room right there, but it was quickly taken away. A good job by this Wildcat defense of closing the gap.
It's a 2-back set for the Wolves. Williams to throw, play action, sets, throws, has a wide open Campbell, and it's incomplete at the 50-yard line. He dropped that one. He had nothing but green turf in front of him. Williams may be a little bit high with that throw, but if Campbell hauls that in, he is wide open in the flats. Instead, it's incomplete. Missed opportunity, 4th down, and here comes Alistair Starr.
Yeah, that's one of those where it doesn't look that difficult just looking at it, but running full speed, having to turn your body back to the quarterback, trying to reach behind and haul it in, it's a very tough thing to do, and Campbell just unable to come away with that. Like you said, a missed opportunity here early in this ball game, but you have to see some positives on this opening drive for Plano West. There's some things there they can move the ball in this defense.
Stark stands back at his own 31. Senior who's averaging 32.8 a kick. There's a good snap. Gets this one away. It's a spiraling kick. Drives return man back all the way to the 16-yard line. It is hauled in on a fair catch by Plano's Carlos Bradley. And so here come the Wildcats. They'll take over 1st down and 10 deep in their own territory at the 17-yard line with 9:01 to go. Scoreless here in the first quarter.
Yeah, even though Plano West wasn't able to put points on the board, what they did do is after that attempted onside kick, they had field position in Plano's favor. They've now flipped the field back, have got the Wildcats deep in their own territory, and are going to make them drive the length of the field if they want to put any points here on their second possession.
We did not see Brandon Stevens on a carry on the first drive for the Wildcats. He starts to the right of Keys. Here he is on a stretch play. Gets outside, turns the corner at the 20, lowers his shoulders, and burrows his way to the 23-yard line. Tackle made there by Titus Wall coming up to make that tackle outside the numbers. It's a gain of about 7. It's now a 2nd and 3. No score, 8:43 to go first quarter. Wildcats went 3 and out on their first possession. Plano West moved it nearly into Plano territory. Punted away. They've now buried Plano deep in their own territory at their own 23. 2 receivers to either side. Stevens, the running back to the right of Keys. Here comes pressure. Dumps this one over the middle. Pass incomplete at the 38. Boy, he had a wide open Garrett Frederick. And the senior wideout, who caught his first touchdown pass of the year last week against Flower Mound, dropped that one in stride. He makes that catch. He's got a big gain. Instead, now it's a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, big drop right there. And if you're Plano West, you take it and you move on and you try to get a big stop on 3rd down. And I think a big key in this one is going to be those little mistakes. You sense a little bit of a little extra juice in this game with the rivalry game, a little bit of butterflies maybe out there.
3rd and 3, stretch play to Stevens. He's stopped in the backfield, and he is stoned back at the 24. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. First man there was Justin Fisher. It was also Valisano there, and it was Stevens who started right. He had white jerseys in his face, cut back to the left. And it's another 3 and out here for Plano as they'll have to punt it away. They have 4th down and 3 from their own 24.
It's a big step forward for this defense. 2 third down that they've been on the field for, and they've been able to hold the Wildcats on both of them. That is a big, big sign and a big step forward from what they've been doing previously this season.
Two men back to receive it around their own 45. Jackson Webb to the top. It's Ashton Johnson to the near side. Good snap. Back to Getty, and he gets this one away. It's a high spiraling kick that comes down their own 49 and bounces straight up into the air. It is picked off the air by Thomas Venegas down at the 49-yard line. This is outstanding field position here for the Wolves with 7:28 to go. First quarter in a scoreless affair.
No doubt about it. This is a big moment for Plano West. You know, with the struggles that they've had, they've gotten behind early a lot in ball games. The defense has gotten a couple of stops now. They showed some rhythm offensively the first time, got great field position. These are the types of opportunities that you need to take advantage of and, build an early lead and see if you can gain some momentum that way.
Bunched receivers to either side. Here they go. Inside give to Campbell, and he burrows his way past the 45, drives to the 44. Venegas is there on the tackle. They set that up that time with the jet sweep and come right back inside with Campbell for a big gain of 6.
Yeah, last week was really the first time we saw some of those jet sweeps, some runs to the outside, and you know that Coach Smith knows that Plano saw that on the film. They were preparing for that all week right there. Just fakes it to him. Simple handoff inside and an easy 5 yards on first down.
Second down and 5. Two wides to the left, Brown to the right. Handoff inside. It is Devontae Carline. Cuts back to the left, finds a little crease, gets to the 40 of Plano. Tackle made by Ja'Cory Sanders. Leaves Plano West about a yard shy on a 3rd down and 1 from the Plano 40. No score. Clock rolling at 6:38 to go first quarter. West rolling their personnel in and out. Devontae Carline comes out. Now it's Campbell who will stand to the left of Williams. Play clock at 20. Two receivers left, one right into Brow. Jeremy Warren is the H-back. Handoff inside to Campbell. He is stood up by Sanders. Maybe the second effort got the first down to the 39. Going to be close. Ja'Cory Sanders, the weak side linebacker who stands 5'10", $191, was a first-team all-district selection as a sophomore last year. Came in there and put the hat on him. Stood Campbell up. It is going to be a first down, though. He did just get it at the 39 of Plano. They'll move the chains. That first down brought to you by Buford Roofing and Construction. So 1st and 10 for the Wolves offensively. It will be DeBrow and Harmon to the right. Jackson Webb goes to the far side. Two backs in the backfield, one set to either side. It's Campbell and Manigan. Play action. Williams to throw, looking over the middle. Has a man. Webb caught at the 15. He's going to walk in. Touchdown Wolves on the touchdown strike from Williams to Jackson Webb. And the Wolves strike first tonight. It is 6-0 Plano West with 5:50 to go in the first quarter.
It looked like that was going to be another post route, but he kind of just carried that up the seam, and Logan Williams put it on him, and an easy pitch and catch. And these wideouts, we talked about it all season long, they're a very deep group. They're a very talented group. And right there, for the second time tonight on a deep pass, a wide open Wolves receiver running downfield right here. Logan Williams doesn't miss him. And like we mentioned earlier, a big play leads to an early lead for Plano West in this one.
Here's Alistair Stark, 11 of 12 in point after attempts. Snap down, the hold, the kick is through. Make it now 12 of 13 here in 2015. It gives the Wolves a 7-0 lead. 5:50 to go, first quarter. Plano West on the board, leads it 7-0. This is Wolves football on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Plano West on top, 7-0 over Plano Senior High. 5:50 to go, first quarter. Welcome back into the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth. Reagan Ratcliffe along with David Collier. Jake Ratcliffe on board tonight. Our spotter here in the booth on an absolutely gorgeous night for high school football here in the Metroplex. And the Wolves on the board first, 7-0 on the touchdown strike from Logan Williams to Jackson Webb. Here's Alistair Stark from the 40-yard line. High end-over-end kick that drives Lepoco Yoro back to his own 2. Ahead to the 10, straight into the teeth of that return, into the 15, 20, spins out of a tackle. He's loose at the 35, 40, all the way to the 47 goes Yoro. And a guy who stands only at 5'2", $143, was a second-team all-district selection last year. He found a little seam and gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
A big return right there, and Plano wants to strike back very quickly. And after being deep in their own territory to start their second possession right here, much like the first, around the same area of the field. Very good starting field position and trying to get this Wolves defense on its heels early.
First time we've seen Plano in a two-back set. Keys, the quarterback, takes a snap, handoff. Stevens starts left, cuts back right. Well, he is stuffed. Just a short gain of 2. First man there was Caleb Abebefe. Make that stop, just a short gain of 2, and right now they are zeroed in on Brandon Stevens. A second down and 8 now.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think the game plan coming in is, let's make someone else beat us, and if it happens, so be it. But we know who your top playmaker is. We're going to do everything we can to take him away, limit his touches, limit his opportunities for those home run plays, and see what happens. And so far, it's worked out pretty well for Plano West.
Second and 8 from their own 48-yard line. Moving right to left, snap to Keys. Out of a 4-wide set, pressure coming. Lobs this one over the middle. Pass is caught at the 21-yard line. A leaping catch by Carson Williams. He just skied over Justin Fisher. A little jaw in between the two, and it's a first down, the biggest play tonight for Plano. They'll mark it at the 23-yard line on the first down, brought to you by Rodenbaugh. With 4:51 to go in the first quarter, Plano West on top 7-0, and here comes Plano.
Yeah, really not a great pass right there. That ball hung in the air forever. The receiver was waiting on it to come down. And if Justin Fisher times his jump maybe a second later, he may have an interception. He at the very least would knock it down and limit that big play. But give Plano credit, and they're now got the Wolves on their heels.
First and 10. It is Stevens in the pistol. Starts straight ahead, now bounces out right side. He's got nowhere to go. 3 white jerseys there. Stand him up all the way back to the 30-yard line. Amir Kilpatrick was the first man there. There was no getting outside. Nothing inside there for Stevens. He tries to bounce outside. It is a loss of about 7 on the play, all the way back to the 30.
An absolutely great job right there for this Plano West defense. Just playing really good team pursuit football. Just continuing to work Stevens to the sideline, using that as their 12th man, and not allowing any gaps for him to get upfield, and it results in a big loss for Plano.
Second and 17. Keys in the gun. Here comes pressure. Steps up, throws, pass, nearly intercepted. Now here come flags at the 20. Over the back is what they're going to call a day. Kilpatrick, who came climbing over the back of the intended receiver, and Garrett Frederick. And that might be a gift right there for Plano that would move the chains here, as Kilpatrick came diving over the back of Frederick. That throw was into the turf, and it's going to be a tough play. See what they mark here. Still conversing at around the 30-yard line. 3:41 on the clock. First quarter, 7-0 Plano West.
Holding on the off defense. Number 1, 10-yard penalty. First down.
Holding on Ade Kilpatrick, which you would think it was earlier in the play, not necessarily on the dive. So he was making a play on the football, but at some point earlier in that play, must have seen something from Ade.
Yeah, late call if it was a holding call, and maybe they went to that instead, because that ball seemed to be a little bit uncatchable, thrown into the dirt.
And the flag was thrown when that pass came into him. Here's first and 10. They go to Stevens, trying to get outside. He's bottled up, turns the corner at the 20. Nowhere to go, spins out of a tackle at the 18. He maybe gets about 3, but they were not letting Stevens outside. First man there, Marco Saraceni, the defensive end, chasing him down along with Amir Kilpatrick.
Yeah, really nice job by Saraceni, a big guy out there, against a guy like that in the open field. Those are not tackles they're used to making. A great job of getting his paws on him and not letting go, bringing him down. Stevens almost spun out of that one, but a good job by Saraceni to get him to the ground and limit that to just a 3-yard gain.
Second down and 7. Clock rolling at 3:04. First quarter, 7-0 Wolves. Plano traveling right to left. They have it at the 17-yard line. In motion goes Frederick. Here's Keys looking to throw. Now has nowhere to go. Steps up, and he's sacked back at the 17-yard line. There was just nowhere for Keys to go. Abebefe was there along with it was Chris Ledesma from the weak side linebacker spot. Just nowhere to go. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that seemed to be a little bit of a busted play. It looked like he was maybe looking for an option. Maybe it was an option pass, and then decided there was nothing there in the run game. Tried to step up, see if anyone was open downfield. Just nowhere to go. This defense has done a great job tonight playing their assignments and not leaving any areas out there for Plano to really attack.
Big play here, 3rd and 7. 6 on the play clock. Here come the Wolves on the pressure. Keys rolls out, heaves it to his right, throws incomplete. No flags. Pass incomplete around the 5-yard line. Kilpatrick had a little bit of jersey there in the back sleeve or the back hip pocket there of Ryan McConnell. Well, there was a lot of pressure coming that time on Keys. It's a 4th down and 7 with the clock stopped at 2:10 here in the first quarter, and here comes the field goal unit on the field for the Wildcats.
Maybe a bit of a makeup call there. There seemed to be a little more holding on that one than there was on the holding call earlier, but a big stop by this Plano West defense and bringing pressure right up the gut to confuse Keys in this Plano offense.
Here's Blake Mazza. Hold at the 24-yard line. Running onto the field late is Gerard Wheeler. There's 4 on the play clock. Wheeler is sprinting in at the right tackle position. Play clock's at 1. It's down to 0. Plano screaming for a timeout is Jadon McCullough. And they may be screaming in the ear of Gerard Wheeler when he comes walking over here, as he was the lone man missing on that field goal unit team. They had to burn a timeout. They don't lose any yardage here. It will be a 4th and 7 from the 24. This figures out to be a 34-yard field goal attempt. Maz is a guy who has a terrific leg. He's 4 of 5, as long of 44 this year. This well within his range. Boy, right now you have to really be impressed with what Plano West has done defensively in the 3rd series that they've seen Plano with the football tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. They're just playing very good team defense. No one's trying to make a big hit. They're not trying to do anything, real special. They are just playing assignment football, not allowing any running lanes to come open, forcing guys on those outside runs to keep taking it to the sideline. And then on 3rd downs, doing a good job of bringing pressure, not allowing Keys to sit back there and analyze this defensive secondary. And it's really confused the Wildcats and has really done well for Plano West.
Here's Mazza out of the timeout. 34-yard attempt. It's a low line drive kick. It's no good. It was to the left. Well, you got the top of the football. There was pressure coming, but Mazza just did not get the toe into that one. It was a low liner. It's no good. Plano West continues to lead 7-0. They'll have the football now deep in their own territory at the 17 with 2:02 to go in the first quarter.
This looks like a totally different team than we've seen so far. There's just so much energy over there on that Wolves sideline, and now an opportunity to get the offense back out there where both times you've had it here tonight, you've been able to show you can move the ball. There's been big plays to be had. Last time, the big touchdown to Jackson Webb from Logan Williams. And they've got to be feeling really good with the way this game has started, but now it's all about keeping your foot on the gas and not letting up.
Here they come out, a bunch of receivers set to either side. Flags are thrown as a jet sweep to the right side turns into nothing. Maybe a gain of 1. Zach Wakefield was there to make that tackle. Check the flags here. Would be a 2nd and 8, but where that flag was thrown in the offensive backfield, looks like it would be a holding. And it is, as they signal over to Jadon McCullough to see what he wants to do.
Holding on the offense. Number 73, 10-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Jadon McCullough accepts that penalty, drives West back to their own 10-yard line. That's on Evan Simmons, who's filling in for the injured Anthony Cansabedian tonight. Simmons saw action last week and did a terrific job, a senior right tackle. Call for that hold right there. So it's a 1st and 20 at their own 10. 2 receivers to each side. Williams in the gun. Good protection. Wants to throw. Now that protection collapses back around the 5. He's swallowed up and sacked back at the 3-yard line. Tucker Palacia made that sack, the defensive end. That's his 2nd sack of the year. Now the Wolves endanger their heels near their own goal line. They're on their own 4 here on a 2nd and make this 26.
Yeah, good job right there from Logan Williams. He saw when that pocket was breaking down. Just put 2 hands on the ball. Don't let it any opportunity for that defense to get it out. Now deep in your own territory, you imagine you just play it safe, probably some type of run, maybe delayed draw to try to keep the defense on their heels.
2 backs in the backfield on a 2nd and 26. Williams going to throw this in the flat. It's blocked. Pass was batted up in the air, looking for Campbell in the flats. That pass was tipped by Byron Tate, the defensive end. So now a 3rd down and 26 with the clock stopped with 1:04 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, 3rd and 26, the ball in your own 4. I would imagine that the Wolves played this pretty conservatively just try to get some yards, get some room for your punter to get out there and see if he can get off a big kick, and your special teams can have some pretty good coverage and put that defense back out there that's been so good here tonight.
DeBrow, the lone receiver, to the bottom, trips left. Williams to throw again. Here comes pressure. Throws over the middle. Pass caught at the 20-yard line by Harmon. There's flags. That might be a face mask. Harmon made a diving catch and looked like he had his head turned right there. It would get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 20-yard line, but there's a chance that's a flag and a face mask, which would move the chains here.
Face mask on the defense. Number 11, 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
That's on Blake Morris, backup middle linebacker. Personal foul, and that is a big-time gift for Plano West. Move the chains to the 35-yard line. That was a play that started at their own 4. Now they're out of their own end. They're back to their own end zone. Now they're out to their own 35. Clock rolling, 47 seconds. Bunch trips to the left. DeBrow is the lone receiver to the right. 4-man front defensively. Williams going to throw. Dancing in the backfield. Here comes pressure. Rolls left. He's sacked. Back at the 27. And once again, it's Tucker Palacia, who came in tonight with 1 sack. He already has 2 here on this drive. With the clock rolling, 27 seconds to go in a second down and 17 coming up for Plano West.
Yeah, Plano West gets the benefit of the doubt there on that. It's a great call on the face mask to extend the drive, but right there, a negative play. You don't want to see a favorable play turn around with a negative play. We'll see what they do on second down.
Second and 17. Rolls to his right. Pass incomplete. Josh Vivier there in the flats was double covered. Ja'Cory Sanders was there along with C.J. Wall. Pass broken up. It's third down and 17. 7 seconds left to go in the first quarter with the Wolves on top 7-0.
Yeah, not the greatest decision for Logan Williams right there. Really nowhere to go with that football. Probably better not to put your receiver in that type of situation and take a big hit, and that ball could have very easily, deflected in the air and turned into a big play for the Wildcats.
Third and 17. Williams again to throw out of a 4-wide set. Throws over the middle. Pass caught by Webb. Slips a tackle to the 40. Spins out of another one to the 45. He's got a first down. Oh, what a play by Jackson Webb. It's Carson Bateman who made that tackle. That is another first down for the Wolves. That's brought to you by Point of Origin Designs, and it moves the chains again for Plano West and brings us to the end of the first quarter. Well, it's been an eventful one in this rivalry matchup. Plano West on top of Plano, 7-0 as we get you set for the second quarter. This is Plano West Wolves football, brought to you by KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
My name is Maury Buford, owner of Buford Roofing and Construction. Being a former NFL player for the 85 Super Bowl champion Chicago Bears, I understand the meaning of teamwork. Replacing your roof is a total team effort from the moment one of our representatives steps foot on your property until the final inspection is made. Mention this ad and receive up to $1,000 off your roof replacement. What are you waiting for? Call us at 817-329-ROOF or go online at BufordRoofing.com.
Plano West on top of Plano 7-0. 12 minutes in the books as we get you set for second quarter action. Welcome you back into the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth. Reagan Ratcliffe along with David Collier tonight. Jake Ratcliffe, our spotter, alongside with us this evening on a terrific night for high school football. And well, David, dare I say, that might be one of the best first quarters of action we've seen from Plano West this year.
Oh, no doubt about it. This looks like a totally different team. I mean, we've seen at times where this offense has looked like it's taking steps forward and can be, a real something that this team can hang its hat on, and at times it's the defense. But right there, they both put them together. Logan Williams playing with a lot of confidence, particularly on third and longs, stepping up and firing some missiles over the middle of the field on third downs, having a lot of confidence in his arm. And this defense so far, when it's third down, they've been able to get off the field, and that's been a big key for this team all season long, and that's why they've built this 7-0 lead.
A couple of third downs here on this drive, like you talk about, that have turned into first downs. Well, here we go. Second quarter action. 2 backs in the backfield. They go on a stretch play to Campbell. Starts left, cuts back to his right. Tackled around the top of the numbers at the 49-yard line. Hit by Blake Morris and Zach Wakefield there on the stop. And it's a pickup of close to 3. Make it a second down. I'll call it 2. Second down and 8 from their own 48. Logan Williams, a senior signal caller, has been impressive here in the first quarter. Threw a touchdown strike to Weber now in the second. 7-0 Plano West. Snap back to Williams out of the gun. Looking right. Heaves it. Got a wide open man. Throws it out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Boy, he had a wide open Bennett DeBrow. If he hits him in stride, DeBrow may take that one to the house. It's incomplete. It's 3rd and 8.
Credit right there to the Plano defense getting some pressure. And I don't think that Logan Williams had an opportunity to really step into that pass. It was kind of all arm, and it floated on him, floated out of bounds. Another big missed opportunity for Plano West, but they're in the down that they've thrived in here tonight at 3rd and 8.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Play action to J.D. Mannigan. Here comes the heat. Williams has nowhere to go. He rolled right, and he is sacked in the backfield. Byron Tate was there to make that stop deep in Plano West territory. They'll mark it down at the 39-yard line, their own 39. So the Wolves will have to punt it away, leading 7-0, and the clock rolling at 11:05 to go in the first half.
Yeah, you see Logan Williams has taken quite a few sacks this season and quite a few here tonight, but that's okay. I mean, if the pressure's there, you don't want to do anything dumb with the football. Take your losses, punt it away, and especially with the way that this defense has played here tonight, put your trust in them and see if they can get you the football back in just 3 or 4 plays.
Back around his own 25 is Alistair Stark. Plano shows pressure. It's a good snap back to Stark. It's a spiraling kick away that bounces at the 39-yard line, takes a Plano bounce, and is down at the 39. Getting down there was Titus Wall to down it at the 38. Plano will take over 1st and 10, moving left to right, their own 38-yard line with the Wolves on top 7-0.
And what's going to be interesting about this ball game, we talked in the pregame, Reagan, about the game plan last week against Boyd, that this Plano West team really came out looking very good in the first quarter as well, especially offensively. But as the game went on and you saw Boyd make some adjustments, Plano West just couldn't get that rhythm back, offensively or defensively. We'll see as the adjustments are made tonight if they can keep that intensity up and keep the momentum on their sideline.
2 receivers set to each side. 1st and 10 from their own 38. Keys in the gun. It's a low snap. Looks left. Now back to his right. Here comes Heat. Steps up in the pocket. Pass is caught at the 49-yard line of Plano West. Pass was hauled in that time by Daniel Rodriguez. He had Ade Kilpatrick draped over his back. He makes that grab. It's a first down. Moves the chains, and they're going to actually mark it nose of the football just shy of the 50.
Ade Kilpatrick right there, a split second away from breaking that pass up. He was right on it. Good coverage, just a really nice route right there, and a good pitch and catch and an easy first down for Plano. But Ade Kilpatrick and Amir Kilpatrick early on in this ballgame had a couple of opportunities here, and they're playing some tight coverage here tonight.
Play clock down to 8. Here's a handoff to Stevens. He is stoned again in the backfield, back at his own 47-yard line. Is Titus Wall, first man there, along with about 3 other white jerseys. Mohamed Sanogo was also in there, and Jared Valisano. It's a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. Clock ticking at 9:45 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Plano West going with the all-out run blitz right there. I think they brought all 3 linebackers, and it paid off for them, and they were able to get the negative 3-yard play right there for Plano. And, we talked about how good this offense can be, especially when Brandon Steven gets going, and Plano West just isn't going to allow that here tonight. 2nd
down and 13. Wolves show blitz. Now they back out of it. Wall Keys throws over the middle. Pass caught at the 45. He'll be short of the first down. Stumbles ahead of the 43. Mohamed Sanogo making the tackle, along with Jared Valisano there on that stop. And it's a gain of about 10 to the 44-yard line goes Garrett Frederick.
It was a bit of a high throw from Matt Keys, and Frederick, give him credit, he plucked it out of the air, got some big yardage, and now turns what would have been a 3rd and long with the incomplete pass into a now very manageable 3rd and 4.
8:44 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Plano West. Plano's on the move, though. They go trips right, 1 receiver left. Stevens stands to the right of Keys. Handoff to Stevens. His second effort's not going to get to the first down, though. Straight ahead he goes, again, into the teeth of the defense. Short of the first down by a couple. And it will be a 4th down and 2.
It's going to be interesting right here. It looks like Plano's going to go for it. This is kind of no man's land where you're probably really not going to gain that much with a punt.
Here they come. They run that punt unit out. Play clock down to 18, and they do run their punt crew out. Plano will try to pin the Wolves deep in their own territory. Also have to be on alert right here of a possible fake. It is Caleb Getty who hurries his unit to the line. The play clock's at 4, down to 3. There's nobody back to receive for West. Getty gets this one away. It's a high, wobbly kick. It's short, comes out to 20, takes a West bounce, and dies right there into the paws of Ja'Cory Sanders. So the Wolves once again hold Plano 7-0 Plano West with 7:43 to go, and they have it 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Yeah, this defense is just doing a terrific job on third down of getting off the field, and that's really had to be a point of emphasis for Scott Smith and his coaching staff, harping on his guys to not get down on themselves. You know, whenever you're a defense and you give up some third downs, that can be one of those contagious things. It's in your mind. You know, you're thinking about it on third downs. But here tonight, I mean, this defense has been absolutely terrific on third down and giving the offense an opportunity to get the ball back with the lead.
1st and 10, they go Campbell on a stretch play. There are flags. He stumbles and is hit in the backfield. Back at around the 14. Loss of close to 5. Check the flags. The first man there was Thomas Venegas, the strong side linebacker. At least preliminary indication indicates this would be on West.
Holding on the offense, number 74. The penalty declined. 2nd down.
I say that's on Anthony Cansabedian. It is Evan Simmons who is in for Cansabedian tonight, so it was not on Cansabedian. He is on the sidelines tonight nursing an injury. They declined that penalty. 2nd down and 14. Clock stopped at 7:37. Now the whistle's blow and the clock begins to roll. 2-back set. Handoff. Campbell finds a little bit of a seam and wiggles his way to the 20. Carries a tackler. It was Venegas again on his back. Venegas has been all over the place here from his linebacker spot tonight on that strong side. It's back to the original line of scrimmage. It's a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, you look at this linebacking core for Plano and talk about racking up the tackles. I mean, across the board, all 3 guys, Venegas, Kershaw, and Sanders, are all over the field, and they've been all over the field here tonight. And
it's 3rd and 10. Williams out of the gun, rolls to his left, throws, pass is caught and dropped at the 40. Oh, he had Webb, 1st down yardage and more. He just dropped it. May have heard the footsteps there of Siegel Mbua, the cornerback, who was about 5 steps away from Jackson Webb. Pass incomplete. 4th and 10 with 6:56 to go until halftime.
Yeah, I think actually what Webb was doing, I think he was trying to look down at the sideline to make sure he got a foot in bounds as he was heading right there. And, oh, man, I know Plano West is happy with the start that they've had, but the miscues they've had early in this one could be something that comes back and bites them if they're not able to start taking advantage of some of these wide open passes.
Good snap back to Stark. They show pressure. He gets it away. It's a wobbly kick that comes down, takes a west bounce at the 45, rolls to the 40, the 35, and now this will die down at the 32-yard line of Plano. The man who touches it is Jordan Dwyer. So the Wildcats come out 1st and 10 at their own 32, 6:43 to go until halftime. Wolves on top 7-0. You go back a year ago, Plano winning this game 17-14 between the two. Brandon Stevens that night, 36 carries, 141 yards, and a touchdown. Tonight, Wolves' defense has really zeroed in on him. He's had a target on his back and has not been able to get unleashed here in the early going.
Yeah, that's been a big key, and I'm sure that Plano is trying to figure any way they can to get the ball in his hands and get him going because of how talented he is, and we'll see what the Wolves have dialed up for him on this possession.
1st and 10, they go to Stevens, starts straight ahead, now bounces out right. Off tackle, gets to the 40, lowers his shoulders. There's a little jawing again between the two teams. Caleb Abebefe came over and bumped him out of bounds. Well, Jadon McCullough is livid over on the sidelines, wanting a personal foul, thinking that hit was laid out of bounds. Stevens, with maybe his best run from scrimmage tonight, gets about 8 yards to the 40, and he is in the ear of the officials, and he is as animated as he can be with his headset off. He is still in that line judge's ear, pacing up and down the sidelines. 2nd down and 8 here coming for Plano with the clock stopped at 6:36 to go until halftime. From their own 40-yard line, now Stevens lines up in the pistol in a 4-wide set. Handoff. Stevens looking for a little hole. There's nothing there. Stacked up. Ledesma was there along with Caleb Abebefe. And again, it leaves Plano short. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
This front seven of Plano West has done just a phenomenal job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and I mean that's the basics of football, you can pretty much tell who's going to win a game just from looking in the trenches. And tonight, you look offensively. We talked about the protection Logan Williams had passing the ball. Well, defensively, this Plano West defense has been even more dominant than that Wolves offensive line. And they are winning the battle up front on both sides of the football. It's a big reason for their 7-0 lead.
3rd and 2, play clock at 4. Key's going to throw, trying to find a screen. Here comes Abebefe, sacked him back at his own 27-yard line. Caleb Abebefe came in. It was Chris Ledesma, the weak side linebacker as well. Though I credit Ledesma with that sack. That is a big-time play for the weak side linebacker. And once again, a 3rd and short goes awry for Plano. It's a 4th down and 12.
Just a really, really heads-up play. Ledesma comes through. They're setting up the screen. Plano West has guys all over it. Ledesma gets his hands up, jumps up, trying to bat the ball away. It forces Keys to hold on to it, and he just lands on him, takes him down, and once again, a big 3rd down play, a big stop for Plano West.
Webb and Johnson stand back around their own 35. Good snap to Getty. He gets this one away. It's a high spiraling kick. Comes down into the hands of Webb, who fair catches it at his own 40. Clock stopped at 5:03. Wolves will have great field position here at their own 40-yard line. But you talked about it just a moment ago, that front seven, that defensive line tonight. Caleb Abebefe, Malik Monroe, Keith Ferran, Marco Saraceni, where they have had a solid first half here and finding ways to stop Brandon Stevens.
No doubt about it. They're just not allowing really any running lanes to get going. And then when Stevens tries to use that athletic ability, that agility that he has to bounce it outside, you see guys, like Amir Kilpatrick coming up from his safety spot, forcing them out of bounds, forcing them to the sidelines, and just not allowing any of those running lanes to get them in those long yardage situations that the Wildcats just aren't comfortable in.
Here come the Wolves offensively. Williams going for a home run ball. Pass is tipped up and nearly caught off the deflection at the 25. Bennett DeBrow was looking over his left shoulder. That ball was tipped up. Had to do like a center field turn and try to make that grab, and nearly had it come down into his paws at the 25. It's now a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was C.J. Wall, the corner on that one. Got a hand in there the last second. I mean, that was almost another big play. And you mentioned it earlier, Reagan. They're going for it here tonight. They're going for the big plays. They're going, full throttle against this Plano team, and they've had some opportunities.
2nd and 10. High throw from Webb this time, or from Williams this time. Looking for Matthew Dean. First time that he's targeted Dean at his own 45. It's incomplete. Wolves now faced with a 3rd and 10. Clock stopped at 4:51 in the first half, and Plano West holding on to a 7-0 lead.
When you look at the opportunities that Plano West has had down the field, you have to wonder, as this game gets going later into the second half, do they make an adjustment of trying to go even more downfield, because it's been open.
3rd down and 10. Williams operates from the gun. 4 wide set. Whistles and flags. Check the officials' call here if that play clock may have ticked down.
False start. Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Back it up 5 yards. Be a 3rd down and 15. Mark it at the 35-yard line of Plano West with 4:48 to go until the half. Well, Williams has got him huddled up at the 35. 4 receivers, 2 set to each side. Man in motion is DeBrow from right to left. Williams going to throw, looking downfield, throws over the middle, has a man incomplete at the 37. DeBrow took a shot as well. Well, he was open there on a post pattern. He took a shot. That time from Aaron Regis. It's incomplete. He's slow to get up. DeBrow does, though, finds his wits about him and walks slowly off the field. 4th down and 15, and West's punt unit will have to come on, although there is another flag back, which looks like, at least from the indication, it might be a chop block here.
Chop block on the offense. That penalty decline. 4th down.
Well, 4th and 15 for Plano West. 4:43. The Wolves have had their chances tonight offensively. They've just not been able to capitalize. And like you said, they're going to take some shots downfield. It's been open. They've just not been able to find that connection yet.
Yeah, Logan Williams just a little high with his passes here. Maybe he settles down as this game continues to go on. And this is a rivalry game. There's a lot of, you get a little more amped up for these types of games, a little more energy in the stadium here tonight. And that Wolves sideline's been pretty pretty emotional all night long, and maybe that's led a little bit into Logan Williams being, overshooting his targets by just the slightest amount.
Alistair Stark stands back at his own 20-yard line. Deep to receive is Aaron Regis. Good snap, and Stark gets this one away. It's a high, wobbly kick that comes down at the 47. Ball's loose on the turf at the 43. There's a pileup for it. Boy, Regis, almost like he tried to feel that on his fingertips. Plano looks like they came out of this pile with it, and they did. Coming out of the pile was Darian Foster with the recovery. Wildcats have it 1st and 10. Good field position for Plano at their own 43. There is a flag, though, at the 37, which makes you wonder, did he have enough room to make that catch where that penalty flag was thrown? Clock is stopped at 4:40 as the officials confer. Neither one of these teams have been penalized all that much this year.
Kick catch, interference on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Boy, penalties have played a role here late in the first half, and that one right there hurts. And did not give him enough room to make that catch. 15-yard penalty. This one moves the football into West territory.
Yeah, that was one of those that's really, it's hard to blame the guy. The return man kind of settled under it. And like you see, if you watch any game on Friday night, any game on Saturdays, or any game on Sundays, Plano West was just there surrounding him, trying to make it as difficult as possible, giving him a yard, but the returner actually misjudged it and had to reach up for it, which is why he muffed it and why the penalty was called.
Here is Stevens in the Wildcat formation. Terrence Raymond to his right. They go handoff Yoro on a jet sweep, trying to get outside. The little diminutive 5'2" scat back finds a little crease in a hole to the 44-yard line. Ahmed Sanogo there to put his hat on him. Well, you can lose Yoro quickly when he stands only at 5'2" as he tries to get in there behind those big linemen up front.
Yeah, certainly a guy that can, do some damage on the field. We've seen the quickness in the return game right there. Really good job. And I just can't, it blows my mind every week. Ahmed Sanogo, a guy that is that quick and that fast that he's trying to, track down at the size that he is from the middle linebacker spot. It's very impressive. 2nd
and 5. Here they go this time with Stevens on his own keep. There's just nowhere to go. They had a spy on him. He dives forward to the 41. Maybe gets a yard. Sanogo was spying on Stevens right there. They go zone read out of the Wildcat. Titus Wall was also there on the tackle. Makes another 3rd down and 3. And this is where Plano's had difficulty tonight.
No doubt about it. This is, 3rd down and 3, whether it's been 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, whether it's been 3rd and 9. They just haven't had a whole lot of opportunities to pick up these 3rd downs, and credit Plano West. On those obvious passing downs, they've pressured the quarterback. And on the running downs, they have really, won the battle in the trenches.
3rd and 3. Here's Stevens straight ahead out of the Wildcat. He's got a big hole to the 30, to the 20. He's going to go to the house. 10-5 touchdown. Biggest play from scrimmage tonight for Plano, and boy, did it part straight up the middle. Out of the Wildcat formation, Stevens takes it in, and it's a 7-6 West lead with 3:13 to go until halftime.
We talked about adjustments, and it seems Plano has made an adjustment offensively, putting an extra blocker in there and just having Stevens take the direct snap. It freed up a little bit of room up the middle, and whenever you give him a hole like that, he's going to hit it and off to the races, and not many people are going to catch him from behind, and the Wildcats tie it up.
Blake Mazza, extra point is good. He's 17-17 now on the season. And we got us a ball game now, 7-7 our score with 3:13 remaining in the first half. This is Plano West Wolves football on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full service washes. You'll always get a top quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
Plano West and Plano Senior High tonight tied at 7 from Clark Stadium on a gorgeous night for high school football here in the Metroplex. Reagan Ratcliffe, David Collier, Jake Ratcliffe, our spotter tonight here in the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth. Plano will tee this one up. Blake Mazza from his own 40-yard line. Wolves will get this football back with 3:13 to go in the first half. They've had their chances tonight, especially in the passing game. Something we talked to Scott Smith about in the pregame show this evening. Plano has been hurt defensively through the year this year. West has had their opportunities. They've just not connected, other than the touchdown strike tonight to Jackson Webb of 30 yards. Here's Mazza from the 40, kicks this one away left to right. Deep to receive, Ashton Johnson. It's a knuckleball kick that comes down to Devontae Carline. Fields it around his shoe tops. 15, 20. Gets out to the left to the 25, 30. Still looking for a hole. Finds a space. 35, 40. Escapes a tackle. Gets to the bottom of the numbers at around the 40. That's a nifty move there by the sophomore to get out to the 40-yard line with 3:01 to go here until halftime.
Yeah, Carline's quite the speedster and right there. Really showing his athleticism and his ability to get outside and make some things happen, make a few guys miss, outrun them, and set up Plano West with some pretty good field position here as they try to answer that long run from Stevens for Plano.
First down and 10 from their own 40, going right to left. Williams operates with two backs, Manigan and Campbell in the backfield. Four-man front defensively for Plano. Here's handoff, Manigan, right side, nowhere to go. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. Tucker Palacia again there on the tackle. Boy, Palacia's been everywhere tonight. A couple of sacks there. He makes the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a half a yard. It's a second down along 9. That run game has just not been there tonight for West. They have bottled up Campbell and Manigan. Now it's a second down along 9. Four-man front defensively for Plano. Here comes pressure from the middle linebacker and Blake Morris. They pick it up, throws, pass incomplete, looking for Matthew Dean in the flats. Coming across the middle. He had Dean, could not hit him in stride. Pass a little bit behind him. Now it's a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that's something if Plano West really wants to, be an opportunity to win this game in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to get this passing game figured out. There's plenty of opportunities there. It's just Logan Williams has been a fraction off, and if they can figure it out, there's plenty of plays to be had, and with the way this defense has played for the majority of the game, you like your chances, but it all stems on Logan Williams throwing shoulder.
3rd 9, trips left, he rolls right. Williams looks, throws, pass incomplete, looking far sideline. Going for DeBrow, but DeBrow is double covered. C.J. Wall over there on the coverage. Thomas Venegas put pressure on Williams. 4th and 9. It's a 3 and out for West with 2:20 to go, and now all of a sudden you give the football back to Plano on a 3 and out. Wildcats going to have plenty of time here until halftime with 2:20 on the clock and a 7-7 affair.
Yeah, right there. Looked like they were expecting a blitz, didn't get it, rolled Logan Williams out to the short side of the field. And when you do that, there's just not a whole lot of room to work with. You limit what you can do, and didn't come with the blitz, double cover, just throw it out of bounds and punt it away, see if your defense can hold.
Here's Stark to punt. They pick up the pressure. It's a knuckleball kick that comes down at the 30. Regis fields it cleanly. Ahead to the 35. Takes a shot at the 40. In between the hashes to the 41 goes Regis. He was belted by Carline. The sophomore got down there along with Titus Wall. And 1st and 10 for Plano with 2:09 to go until half. And they've got good field position at their own 41. See what they like to do offensively. Matt Keys, the quarterback, standing at the top of the numbers. We did not see him on the last series. It was Brandon Stevens, the running back, who lined up in the Wildcat formation. Now it is Keys. They're going to run the senior quarterback back out there. And there's a sideline warning here that has been issued on the near side to Plano. There we go. 1st down and 10. 2:09 to go until half. Tied at 7. Stevens, the running back, set to the left of Keys. 2 receivers set to each side. 4-man front for Plano West. Play action. Keys to throw. Little quick screen out in the flat. 40, 45. Hit at the 50. Into Wolves territory. Slung down out of bounds at the 49. DeMarcus Hall there on the tackle. Very close to a 1st down in Wolves territory at the 49. They may call for a measurement here. They are going to move the chains. That's a 1st down, brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center. Well, actually moved to the 47 of Plano West. 150 and now counting. Plano with 2 timeouts, West with all 3. Wildcats decked out in all maroon, the white helmets, that traditional look that has been with this program for many a year. As Keys stands back in the gun, play action, slings it far side, pass caught in the flats at the 45, takes a shot at the 40, escapes a tackle, 1st down yardage as Carson Williams dances out of bounds. Jared Valisano ran him out. Close to another 1st down. Maybe just about a half a yard shy, second down, and about a half a yard at the Plano West 39.
Yeah, the game plan right here for Plano is just to get those quick passes to the sidelines and, see if your guy can win a one-on-one. Receivers have done a good job on the outside blocking their guy. Then it's a one-on-one matchup with the receiver and his man. And for the most part, Plano's had success on those two plays of making a guy miss, getting some yards, and getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
2nd and 1. Keys to throw. Pressure coming. Heaves it. Pass is intercepted at the 20-yard line. It's Adae Kilpatrick. He's slung down at the 28. Keys just hung that one up there, was looking for Stevens, and it comes down into the hands of Adae Kilpatrick. It's intercepted, and the Wolves, with a critical turnover with 1:16 to go until the half, they get the football back at their own 29.
Big-time play right there by Kilpatrick, and you look at Keys. He's floated a few balls tonight, and earlier we saw one of the Kilpatrick twins have an opportunity. You thought to maybe get an interception, but I didn't think he thought he would get there in time because the ball floated up a little bit. That time, he was ready for it. He out-jumped the receiver, got the big interception, and now with 1:16 and 3 timeouts, there's still plenty of time for this Wolves offense to move down the field.
Here comes Logan Williams trying to orchestrate a drive. Stretch play outside to Campbell. Turns the corner at the 30, hit at the 31. Still driving those legs forward. It's a tough earned 3 yards by Campbell. Bring up a 2nd down and 7 after the tackle by Darian Foster. You go back to the interception by Keys, a guy who had only thrown 3 interceptions prior to tonight. All 3 of those came against Allen. That went into the hands of Adae Kilpatrick for Adae. That's his first interception this year. It's a big one that stops the momentum, gives West the football back. Scott Smith calls a timeout here with 42 seconds left to go until halftime, all tied at 7. We'll step aside with him. 30-second break here from Clark Stadium. Knotted at 7 apiece. This is Plano West Wolves football on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Out of the timeout, 2nd and 7 for West at their own 31. Tie game at 7. 42 seconds to go until halftime. A high snap to Williams out of a 3-receiver set. Throws, pass is nearly intercepted, but hauled in at the 48 over on the far sideline. That pass hauled in. It's a first down. Bennett DeBrow was there to make that catch and just pulled it away from Plano's Ja'Cory Sanders. That's from C.J. Wall was the corner up top. Nice catch by DeBrow. That's a first down brought to you by Mighty Fine Car Wash. Trips to the left, 1 receiver right. Snap to Williams. Rolls to his left. Escapes pressure. On the run. Looking. Dumps this one off to Dean. Makes the catch at the 47. It's a gain of just about 4. Got out of bounds with 24 seconds to go until halftime. Wolves on the move with 24 ticks remaining. Clock did stop as Dean got out of bounds. Dean, a guy offensively for Plano West this year, 14 receptions. That's second most on the team. That's the first catch he's made tonight. Second time he's been targeted. Got 4. It's 2nd and 6. Williams to throw. Pump fake's going to go for it all. Deep down the right sideline. One-on-one coverage. Pass is caught at the 10-yard line, then dropped incomplete. Oh, he had his man, and what was going to be an outstanding grab by Bennett DeBrow. He just couldn't hang on. Bobbled and lost that one. Incomplete. He had it momentarily, and now it's a 3rd and 6.
A heck of a play by Plano to break that up. An absolutely beautifully thrown ball. Couldn't have been thrown much better. Put it right there over the shoulder of the defender and right over the left inside shoulder of DeBrow. And just another big missed opportunity, but still 14 seconds to go.
3rd down and 6. Trips right, 1 left. Williams to throw, steps up in the pocket, deep post over the middle, looking for DeBrow. He's tangled up, flags thrown, incomplete around the 10. That's going to be a pass interference with 7 seconds remaining until halftime. DeBrow was being held right there. Daniel Rodriguez, Aaron Regis in coverage on DeBrow. Pass incomplete, but this is going to go against Plano. Officials confer here at the 30. They'll talk it over just quickly.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 15, 15-yard penalty. First down.
And it was Nick Melson, the safety, called for interference. 7 seconds remaining until halftime. Mark this one at the 33-yard line of Plano. You have 2 timeouts remaining. You've got time for a play here, maybe try to get out of bounds. We saw Alistair Stark last week hit one from 28 yards. It's his only field goal attempt of the year. Soccer player by trade, his first year out for high school football this year. Has a strong leg, but we've not really seen him much further than a 28-yard attempt this year. 7 seconds to go until half. Tied at 7. Long look over to the sideline. There's 5 seconds on the play clock. They may have to burn a timeout down to 2, down to 1, and they do take it with 7 seconds. And a wise timeout there. You've got 2 to use, and why not burn one there?
Yeah.
And more than likely, you're only going to have time for one play and use the one timeout. May as well take it here, and we'll talk things over with Scott Smith and Russell Urbanski, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And with 7 seconds, that's still a lot of time. And with that timeout still left in your pocket, the whole field's available. You don't necessarily have to get to the chains. You don't have to get out of bounds. You can go anywhere with this ball, but be mindful. If you're a skilled player and you get the ball in the open field, if you can't get in the end zone, get down, call the timeout before time expires, and either set up one last play to the end zone or maybe a field goal attempt. But 7 seconds, you still got a lot to do, and probably a wise timeout right there for Scott Smith and company, just to talk things over, figure out exactly what you want to do, and see if you can go execute.
Plano West trots back onto the field. Clint Stewart, the defensive coordinator for Plano, still huddling with his troops. He's been at Plano for the last 10 years as the defensive coordinator for the Wildcats. 7 seconds to go until the half. Williams will operate with a trips receiver set to the right, one lone receiver in Jackson Webb to the left. Plano defensively drops back, 3 safeties back around the 5. Here comes pressure on Williams. He throws this one into the turf. He was in the grasp. He was falling to the ground. Now here comes the flag. Clock had ticked down to 0. Got to think this is going to be on Williams' intentional grounding. He was going down as he made that throw. Tie game at 7. Clock is now at 0. And credit Plano there. They just rushed the front 4. They got 2 Williams there off the right side.
Intentional grounding on the offense. That penalty decline into the half.
Well, not the way Scott Smith and company wanted that first half to end. But they go to the locker room tied at 7 with their crosstown rivals. Plano and Plano West tied at 7 as we go to the half. Coming up next, it's the Mighty Fine Car Wash halftime show. We'll be back to tell you about all the scores around the area, the first half stats, and take a look at the keys to the second half in a terrific one tonight from Clark Stadium, all tied at 7. This is Plano West Wolves football on KEXP 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Hey, Plano ISD football fans, Mari Buford with Buford Roofing and Construction. Living in Texas, you are no stranger to the Texas heat. Would you like to cut your AC heating bill up to 50%? Would you like your home more comfortable? Foam insulation is your answer. Call me for a free analysis and estimate of your home and start saving money now. We can be reached at 817-329-ROOF or at our website, BufordRoofing.com.
Want a clean car? You'll have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full service washes. You'll always get a top quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the number one cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Hi, this is Gail Washington, a veteran of the United States Air Force. If your desire is to work on aircraft or fly them, Tarrant County College has a program for you. Our Center of Excellence for Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics offers a 2-year Associate of Applied Science degree, a certification in aircraft maintenance, or our Professional Pilot Center training. All Tarrant County College aviation programs are under one roof, along with the Logistics and Supply Chain Management program, which includes warehouse and transportation management, avionics technology, airframe maintenance, and advanced composite technology. Core academic areas are also offered at this facility to support degree-seeking students. For more information on Tarrant County College Center of Excellence for Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics, please visit tccd.edu. That's tccd.edu. Tarrant County College. Success within reach.
Plano West Wolves football is on KEXB AM 620 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This broadcast of Plano ISD football featuring the Plano West Wolves is sponsored by Mighty Fine Car Wash, serving fans of Plano ISD athletics for 34 years with 2 locations in Plano, Custer Road at 15th Street and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek Parkway. Buford Roofing and Construction. When you use Buford Roofing and Construction, you can consider yourself protected and customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Rodenboss Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. Point of Origin Design, providing screen printing, embroidery, and design services online at pointoforigindesign.com. Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road at I-635. Plano ISD football featuring the Plano West Wolves is a presentation of KEXB AM 620 and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Welcome you into the Mighty Fine Car Wash halftime show. Reagan Radcliffe and David Collier tonight from Clark Stadium. Plano West and Plano Senior High tied at 7 apiece as we'll take you through the scoring summary here tonight. The first half, also take a look at the statistics through the first 24 minutes of action. Also, we'll get you caught up on some scores from across the Metroplex tonight. A lot of great games going across District 6A as well as outside the district. A few surprises tonight, as always, as well through some halftime scores that we'll get you caught up on, and also take a look at the keys to the second half tonight. First things first, let's take a look at how we got here tonight, tied at 7 apiece here at Clark Stadium. Plano West was able to strike first. David, take us through tonight's scoring summary.
Yeah, 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Logan Williams, quarterback for Plano West, found Jackson Webb on a post pattern, took it in 39 yards out to give the Wolves an early 7-0 lead. And then it was back and forth defensive affair until late in the first half, 3:13 to go in the half. Brandon Stevens, 41-yard run on a lined up in the Wildcat formation, took the snap right up the gut for 41 yards to make it 7-7 in this one.
That's where we stand right now at 7 apiece, and we'll take a look at the statistics tonight. And really, for Plano West, the game plan tonight was you had to find ways to stop Brandon Stevens. Aside from one run tonight, they've done that. Let's take a look at tonight's statistics through the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You look at the team statistics, and they're pretty even across the board. Total yards, Plano West 112, Plano 125. Plano West has 7 first downs to the Wildcats 5. Rushing the ball, however, Plano has the advantage. 15 carries, 56 yards, but of course 41 of them coming on that touchdown run from Brandon Stevens. The Wolves, on the other hand, 13 carries, -3 yards. Throwing the ball, Plano West 115 yards to Plano 69 yards. You look, Logan Williams is 6 of 19 on the day. Keys for Plano was 5 of 10 with 1 interception by Kilpatrick earlier in the first half. Plano West has punted the ball 5 times. Plano's punted it 4 times. And you look, no fumbles across the board, but penalties. Once again, kind of, hurting this Wolves team. 5 penalties for 44 yards in the first half. Plano has 2 for 30.
Hey, talk about the numbers tonight offensively for Plano West. The -3 yards rushing jumps off the page. This is a team that's only averaging 97 yards rushing per game, and so not been able to get that ground game going. 6 of 19 for Logan Williams. Uncharacteristic for him tonight, and he's had some targets that have been open here in the first half.
Oh, no doubt about it, and we talked about it earlier on, and, this is an emotional game, a rivalry game. There's a little extra juice in the building here tonight, and how much of that, is the reason for these misfires? We don't really know for sure, but the balls have been a little high, and a lot of times when you get a little amped up, that's the first sign of it. I mean, you're overthrowing some balls. Luckily for Plano West, none of those have turned into, batted balls in the air that have turned into interceptions and set up short fields for this Plano offense. But, if he can settle down, fire some balls downfield, on an accurate basis, as he's done all season long, This wide receiving group, this talented wide receiving group for the Wolves have shown tonight that they can get open. I mean, you look, Jackson Webb, 3 receptions, 79 yards. Plano West has tried to take the ball downfield, and if they can just take, there's been some drops, there's been the high throws. If they can shore up all that, there are points to be had in this ball game. And with the way their defense is playing, they've got to feel pretty good about that if they can just get those little things corrected.
All tied at 7 apiece here from Clark Stadium. First half in the books. Plano West tonight, the visiting team. Their band is performing right now down on the field. We'll take a break. When we come back here on the Mighty Fine Car Wash Halftime Show, we'll get you caught up on action in District 66A. Also talk about what happened across the Metroplex last night. Then also look outside the district. All the games across the board here tonight we'll take a look at, get you caught up on all those scores. That's coming up next here on the Mighty Fine Car Wash Halftime Show. All tied up at 7 tonight here in this rivalry showdown between Plano and Plano West on KEXP 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Want a clean car? You'll have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full service washes. You'll always get a top quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
This is the Judge inviting you to join Dr. Ken Bateman and I weeknights at 7:30 with On Point. Tune in for all your family needs, from how-to and family business from real business owners to the importance of sitting down to dinner together. The Judge and Dr. Bateman explore how to strengthen your family unit by arming you with the local, state, and national information you need today. With your busy lifestyle, let us help make being a family fun again. Stay informed, stay tuned, and have fun with us live weeknights at 7:30 with On Point.
That's weeknights at 7:30 on 620 AM KEXP.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music.
GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Get ready for Sports Roundup, Saturdays on KVCE. Your home for Notre Dame football and Texas Ledges basketball. It all kicks off at 11 with Golf, Grape, and Grub, followed by Inside the Game with your DFW sports angel, Robin Valatudo. Then wrap it up with Texas Links on the Air, hosted by golf writer and author Pat Wheeler.
Saturday, 11 to 2 on 620 AM KEXB and live online at kvcradio.com/sports. Brought to you in part by Texas Links Magazines, Universal Billiards, Notre Dame Club of Dallas, and Frank Kent Cadillac.
How can you make a difference in a veteran's life? Here's how. Register to play in the Association for the United States Army 2015 Wounded Warrior Golf Classic, October 7th at Firewheel Golf Park in Garland. It's open to women and men, 4-player teams with a noon shotgun start, followed by awards and a dinner raffle at 5:30. Awards include hole-in-one, closest to the pin, longest drive, putting, and first and second place teams. Get plugged in today to play. Register at ausanorthtexas.org/2015-AUSA-golf-classic. Proceeds support operations once in a lifetime in North Texas.
7-7 our score at the half. Plano West and Plano Senior High on a terrific night for high school football from Clark Stadium. Welcome you back into the Mighty Fine Car Wash halftime show. Reagan Ratcliffe and David Collier with you this evening. And we'll get you caught up on scores from around the Metroplex. We're going to take a look at last night's action first and tell you what's happening in District 6-6A tonight as well as around the Metroplex. Let's start with last night's action. There were 5 games in Class 6A last night across the area. Starting over in North Crowley with Arlington Colts handed it to North Crowley 49-20. Final score there. Arlington gets the win in convincing fashion. Close one last night over in Keller as Fossil Ridge sneaks past Timber Creek 28-21. Irving Nimitz out of District 9 6A blank Sunset 42-0. You got to think that Nimitz, along with the likes of course, Dallas Skyline and Jesuit, vying for that District 9 6A title. We'll take a look at Skyline and Jesuit. They play tonight. We'll tell you about that score here in just a minute. Out of a District 11 6A Rockwall, how about what they did to Garland Naaman Forest last night, who's still without a win? 78-0 the final. Rockwall holding Naaman Forest to 65 yards of offense last night. We had a shootout over in Garland last night. Tyler Lee wins over Lakeview Centennial 59-54. Those two teams combined for 1,200 yards of offense as the Tyler Lee Red Raiders come away with the victory. From Class 6A to 5A, about 6 games last night to look at. Birdville blanks Fort Worth Eastern Hills 34-0. How about the job that Jeff Rayburn's done over at Frisco Lone Star? They are 6-0 after a 56-28 win over the Colony. Frisco Centennial upends Frisco Independence 48-41. McKinney North blows past Prosper 46-18. It was Carrollton Creekview all over Hillcrest 67-12. And then one other score out of Class 5A, Carrollton Newman Smith winners over Thomas Jefferson 27-20. That's last night. Let's take a look at what's happening tonight in District 6-6A, David.
Yeah, we'll kick things off there in District 6-6A. Flower Mound Marcus on top of Flower Mound 21-7 in the third quarter there. Allen holds a 24-7 lead over Louisville also in the third quarter. And Plano East up on McKinney Boyd 15-7 also in the third quarter. Other games going around District 4-6A. Arlington Martin holds a narrow 12-10 lead over Arlington Sam Houston in the third quarter of play there. Arlington Lamar leads Arlington Bowie 21-10 in the second quarter. And in District 5-6A, Keller Central leads Keller 7-3 in the third. Denton Ryan up on Trophy Club Byron Nelson 20-3 in the third quarter. And Denton Geyer leads Justin Northwest 27-3 in the third quarter. Jumping down to District 7-6A, Coppell and South Lake Carroll battling one of those games we previewed in our pregame show here tonight. Coppell leads in the third quarter 14-7. Also in District 7-6A, Richland leads LD Bell 20-7 in the third quarter. And Euless Trinity all over Haltom 48-0 in the third. In District 8-6A, Cedar Hill all over Midlothian at Midlothian ISD Multipurpose Stadium 42-7 in the third quarter of play there. Duncanville leads South Grand Prairie 20-14 in the second quarter, and Mansfield running away from Grand Prairie in the third quarter as they lead it 40-7. In District 9 6A action, Irving MacArthur leads at 27-0 over Irving in the second quarter of play. Skyline Jesuit, another game we talked about that could be an early preview and could be for that District 9 6A title. Skyline leads in the third quarter 14-6 here tonight. W.T. White is up 27-14 on Carrollton R.L. Turner in the third quarter. And in District 10 6A action, Mesquite Horn all over Richardson Berkner 49-7 in the third. Highland Park leads Richardson Pierce 42-28 at Richardson's Eagle Mustang Stadium in the second quarter, and Lake Highlands up on Mesquite 28-7 in the third. In District 11 6A action, Rowlett leads Garland 20-7 in the third quarter. Saxe up all over North Garland in the third quarter as they lead it 44-0 at Garland's Williams Stadium. Jumping down to 5A classification, District 5 5A, Fort Worth Boswell leads Denton 24-21 in the third quarter. In District 6 5A, Lake Dallas leads Fort Worth Carter Riverside 41-7 in the third quarter. District 9 5A, Frisco Wakeland leads 14-0 over Little Elm in the third. And Frisco on top of Frisco Heritage in the third quarter as well at Toyota Stadium 27-21. In District 10 5A, Wiley East leads Wiley 35-21 in the second quarter. And in District 5, in CPC South, Episcopal School of Dallas leads 28-7 over Houston St. John's, and Houston Christian leads at Cistercian 16-0 in the fourth quarter.
Here it is tied at 7, Plano and Plano West. Wolves got on the board first tonight on a Jackson Webb touchdown reception from Logan Williams 30 yards out. Plano comes back to tie it on a scamper by Brandon Stevens out of a Wildcat formation from 35 yards out. That's where we stand tonight here through the first 24 minutes of action. Halftime here, all tied at 7. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll discuss our keys to the second half, get you ready for the final 24 minutes as we get you set for that third quarter to kick off here and about 10 minutes away from doing just that. This is the Mighty Fine Car Wash halftime show. We're all tied at 7 between Plano and Plano West. More to come next here on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Alliance for the Brave, a program that advocates for veterans and first responders. Presented by Halo for Freedom Realty, Tarrant County College, Frank Kent Motor Company, Certified Senior Advisor Jim Blythe, and Universal Billiards. Alliance for the Brave works in support of those crossing the line of departure from service life to civilian life, bringing leadership values of honor, duty, and service to their communities. Let's take care of our brave. Tune in, join in, and get plugged in with us. Alliance for the Brave, weeknights at 6 on 620 AM.
How can you make a difference in a veteran's life? Here's how. Register to play in the Association for the United States Army 2015 Wounded Warrior Golf Classic, October 7th at Firewheel Golf Park in Garland. It's open to women and men, 4-player teams with a noon shotgun start, followed by awards and a dinner raffle at 5:30. Awards include hole-in-one, closest to the pin, longest drive, putting, and first and second place teams. Get plugged in today to play. Register at ausanorthtexas.org/2015-AUSA-golf-classic. Proceeds support operations once in a lifetime in North Texas.
All tied at 7, Plano and Plano West tonight here at the half at Clark Stadium. We welcome you back into the Mighty Fine Car Wash halftime show. It's Reagan Radcliffe along with David Collier tonight. Jake Radcliffe, our spotter, in the booth alongside with us this evening on another terrific night for high school football. The Wolves come in at 1-3, 0-2 in district, looking for their first district win. For Plano, a 3-2 team this year, a team that struggled though in district, dropped their first 2 games before winning last week over Flower Mound and come from behind fashion. They're 1-2 in district. Really a lot of urgency for both of these teams entering this one tonight. We talked with Scott Smith in the pregame show about the importance of this one. He talks about the season being a marathon, but really knows that tonight you put yourself behind the 8 ball if you drop this one. And fall to 0-3. So a lot riding on this one tonight. They came out guns a-blazing. In fact, started the game off with an onside kick. You could tell tonight that all-in mentality rests on that Plano West sideline, really in the way that Scott Smith and his staff has approached this one.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, they're going for it. You look offensively, going with a lot of deep balls, trying to get, this Plano defense back on its heels, not really knowing what to expect. And for the most part, they've had some success doing it. It's just about executing and connecting on some of those balls. If the ball's on target, catching it. If it's a little off target, finding ways to correct that, settle yourself down, and make an accurate throw, because there's plenty of plays to be had.
Take a look at our keys to this second half as the Plano Senior High Band continues to perform down on field here at Clark Stadium and get you ready for this second half action. And for Plano West, they'll get the football to start off this second half. And for the Wolves offensively tonight, the ground game just has not been there. We talked, though, about the fact that this Plano secondary has been susceptible this year in the passing game. In fact, Plano came in tonight giving up 228 passing yards per game. The opportunities have been there for Logan Williams. He's just not had the consistency that we've seen from him early this year. You got to think that there's where they're going to try to hang their hat on this second half. What do you see him in the second half trying to attack Plano with the passing game?
Well, I would certainly think that at halftime there was a lot of time not talking about the missed throws, but talking about the guys that were open, the opportunities that were there, clearing Logan Williams' mind, letting him know that there's plays to be made. Don't worry about what's happened in the past. Just keep firing out there and see what happens, because you look, especially those post patterns, some guys in the slot just right over, whether it's up the seam, whether they've been going with the post, deep in the secondary. From the deep ball has been there time and time again. And for the most part, too, with as much as this offensive line has struggled, and Logan Williams has certainly taken some sacks here tonight as well. But for the most part, on some of those deep routes, there's plenty of time. There's a clean pocket. He can step into the throw. So there's really not an excuse for those misfires. But you've got to put that behind you now. It's the second half. It's a brand new ball game. It's you play the next half and see what happens. See if you can win a half. That means you win a ball game and you take a big step forward and maybe can carry some of that momentum. But certainly, I imagine you tell the guys that have dropped balls to forget about it. You tell Logan Williams to forget about those misfires and concentrate on the opportunities that were there. And when you get them in the second half, don't take advantage of all those chances and see if you can put some points on the board.
For Plano West defensively, they have played an outstanding game, aside from one play tonight when Brandon Stevens popped it from a Wildcat formation and just straight ahead. He went untouched. Other than that, they have been absolutely outstanding in bottling him up. But that's really what you got to guard against. At any time he could take it to the house in a game like this, 7-7, you can't afford that. What do you think coming out of this second half? How do they go about trying to defend Brandon Stevens and trying to limit that big play capability?
What I think is going to be interesting is you talked about the Wildcat formation that they scored the touchdown on. Does Plano come back with that? And does Plano West have an opportunity? Could they sit down and analyze and let their guys know, if they come out in this Wildcat formation, what do we do? How do we not allow a big play to be made? Because other than that, there really hasn't been. It's been do much of the same. Just take him away and say, we are going to make someone else on your offense beat us. Because so far here tonight, they have not proven that they can do it. So I think you just continue with the same game plan, but when they get in that Wildcat formation, be aware of it, know where, Brandon Stevens is at all times, because if this Plano West defense can keep it up for another half, and with the chances that this offense has gotten here tonight, you have to like the Wolves' chances. It's just all about execution. And we've seen these past 3 weeks, this team has, especially in the third quarter, if it doesn't get off on the right foot, things have kind of gone in a downward spiral in a hurry.
You got to think as well, in a game like this, 7-7 tie, well, how big do the special teams become? Yeah. There's got to be something you think that it could be a deciding factor in this, and I think that's been a unit that each week we've seen for Plano West has gotten better.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you look here tonight, and, you just go back to that very start of the game where you have the onside kick attempt. You didn't get it. Your defense gets a big hold. You're able to pick up a first down or two, but then you're able to get a good punt, force them to make a fair catch inside their own 20 and flip the field position just like that. At the same time, you really, you had Carline there, get a big return after the touchdown that set yourself up, although you weren't able to turn it into any points. Those different kind of things could be the difference. And something else, Reagan, to watch for, penalties. 5 first-half penalties for Plano West. You can't have any silly penalties like that. Plano on the other side, just 2 penalties, but they've come in key spots. One of them on a third down, what was it, 3rd and 18, and you get a 12-yard pass completion, but there's a face mask tacked onto the end of that, giving Plano West a first down. So I think whichever team just plays turnover-free, executes their game plan, don't try to do anything crazy, plays their game, whoever can do that, mistake-free, I think is going to come out on top here tonight.
We are all tied at 7 apiece in this rivalry showdown between Plano West and Plano Senior High. At the half, Plano's band continues to be down the field. 30 seconds to go, and if we're not careful, we're going to see a Cal Band incident here in a minute as Plano West and Plano are ready to take the field as Plano's band continues to perform down on the field here at Clark Stadium as both Plano West and Plano High have come out of the locker rooms, continue their warm-ups there on the north end zone, and they're raring to go in this one to get things going in the third quarter. Plano West will receive to start this third quarter with a tie game at 7 apiece. We come back. Second half action is coming your way next. This has been the Mighty Fine Car Wash halftime show on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
You'll have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full-service washes. You'll always get a top-quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash, with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the number one cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4Zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Tied at 7 apiece from Clark Stadium, Plano West and Plano Senior High on a picture-perfect Friday night for high school football here in the Metroplex in North Texas. Glad you could join us tonight. Reagan Ratcliffe along with David Collier. Jake Ratcliffe, our spotter in the booth here. Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth. Plano West looking for their first victory since opening week. They knocked off Mesquite in the season opener. 0-2 in district. For the Plano Wildcats, they're at 3-2. 1-2 in district. Their lone district win came last week against Flower Mound. And the Wolves will receive to start the second half. They will defend the south end zone, travel from right to left. For Plano, it is Blake Mazza who will tee it up from the 40 and kick this one away. Ashton Johnson stands back around his 5. Devontae Carline at the top side around the 10. Ade Kilpatrick roams around the 15 here on the near sideline. Mazza's got him lined up, 5 to each side. Right-footed kicker approaches and puts total leather. End-over-end kick that drives Kilpatrick back around the 5. Running straight ahead, 15, 20, angles to the right. Got a little seam to the 25 and it is spun down at the 26. First and 10 for the Wolves. Here comes Logan Williams and company. Just 6 of 15 in the first half was Williams, but it did connect with Jackson Webb on a 30-yard strike to give the Wolves an early 7-0 lead. That has been one of the lone bright spots tonight for Plano West. They've had some opportunities on some deep passes, just have not been able to connect. This is a Plano secondary that has allowed 228 yards passing per game. So it is a first down and 10 for Plano West, tied at 7. Out of the gun is going to be Ade Kilpatrick in the Wildcat. Keeps it right side, trying to get outside, 25, stumbles to the 28. That is all Ade Kilpatrick there as he gets about 3 yards off left tackle. There was nothing there, and he somehow squirts free outside where Ja'Cory Sanders makes the tackle.
Plano West once again starting a half with a little bit different look right there. Trying to get something going, seeing if there's anything there. Credit this Plano defense for knowing the personnel in the game, not letting anything crazy happen there on the first play of the second half.
Two-back set for Logan Williams, who's back in the game. They go to J.D. Mannigan, right side. Big hole, 30, 35, 40, into the secondary. Bowling his way to the 50 and across midfield to the 48. Biggest run of the night for Plano West. And there's J.D. Mannigan, who had a lot of success last week off right tackle. He gets a big crease and hits it into the secondary for a big gain.
Yeah, that was some of the runs they had success with last week. A little bit of misdirection right there for the big gain to Mannigan.
First and 10 from the Plano 49. They go right back to Mannigan. He's stuffed in the backfield. Lost at 3. Tucker Palacia, the defensive end, makes the tackle. It's 2nd and 13 now, back at their own 48.
You know, the past few games, we've seen Tanner Gillian get some snaps in, and we all know he's the better runner of the two quarterbacks. But I got to tell you, one of these days that I'm going to allow Logan Williams to keep one of those, because every time that they do it, there is absolutely no one worried whatsoever about him.
3 receivers right, 1 left in Jackson Webb. Snap back to Williams is high. Comes down, throws over the middle to DeBrow. Short pass. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Gets to the 49, their own 49. Aaron Regis there to make that stop. Short gain of a couple. 3rd down 11.
Good job right there by Blake Morris, the middle linebacker, coming in and getting the underneath the route, not allowing the receiver to get in space and make anything more happen with a very short pass. And Plano West once again in a 3rd and 1, but they've done a pretty good job of these tonight here offensively.
3rd and 12 from their own 49, tied at 7. Opening drive of the second half. Tanner Harmon goes in motion right to left. Flags fly. Play clock was at 4. This would appear to be an illegal or a false start on the Wolves, and it is. Penalties have hamstrung this Plano West team tonight, especially across that offensive front line. Here it's a false start. We'll back it up, make it a long 3rd and 17 from their own 44. Williams from the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Campbell, the running back, set to the right. 4-man rush here for Plano. They show blitz off the edge. Now they back out of it. Here comes straight up the middle is the middle linebacker. Pass, gets rid of it. Incomplete at around the 38. Boy, did Williams ever take a shot from Blake Morris, who was taken over for Landry Kershaw tonight, the middle linebacker spot. Morris, 6'1", 200-pound senior, was breathing down the backside of Williams. It's incomplete. 4th down. Here comes the punting unit.
Yeah, Morris came right at the gut. Nobody blocked him, and Williams had nothing to do but to throw that one away. And looked like a little bit of miscommunication there as well with the route. Luckily, it did not end up in an interception, but a big hold on this opening drive of the second half for this Wildcats defense.
4th and 17. Stark stands back at his own 30. Good snap back. Gets this one away. A booming kick that drives Regis back to the 20. Fair catch. Made just outside the hash at the 20. Plano will start 1st and 10. There is a flag, though, back at the 45. Whistle's blowing. The terrific kick by Stark. Check the flag here. Plano's offensive unit has come back onto the field at the 20. No indication yet as to who this is on. Officials talking about it at midfield. Tie game at 7, 9:38 to go, third quarter. Still no clear indication yet as to who is on, although just by Jadon McCullough's reaction, head coach for Plano, this appears to be on his Wildcats. McCullough stands at the bottom of the numbers around the 40-yard line, talking with the head official. It is on Plano. It is going to back him up. Fair catch was made at the 20. Boy, McCullough is hot. Staying out near the top of the numbers at the 35. He's been animated tonight on a couple of different calls. One on a
holding, number 41 on the receiving team. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Holding on Zach Wakefield for the Wildcats. We saw McCullough earlier tonight extremely heated on a play which he thought was a late hit out of bounds. Did not get the call, and here is Plano Wildcats start deep in their own territory, make it back at their own 11. 9:38 to go, third quarter. Here's Brandon Stevens, operates in the Wildcat. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Terrence Raymond, running back, set just directly in front of him. Snap to Stevens, tries right tackle, dives ahead for just a short gain of a couple. Ahmed Sanogo, the middle linebacker, that'll make the stop. Be a 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Now they run their quarterback and Matt Keys back onto the field. 2nd down and 7 with 9:12 to go in the third quarter, and a 7-7 affair. Keys, a 6'4", 224-pound senior, goes under center. First time we've seen him do that tonight. Offset eye, toss right. Stevens trying to get outside, nowhere to go. Bottled up all the way back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of about 5. Boy, he had nowhere to go. Amir Kilpatrick was the first man there. Jared Valisano also came up, and there was just no blocking off that right side for Stevens.
Yeah, very nice play defensively. Plano comes out, does one of those little quick huddles where they try to get to the line of scrimmage in a hurry and snap it pretty quick, but the tight end actually lined up on the wrong side initially. Maybe was enough for that Plano West defense. And we talked about in the pregame with Ahmed Sanogo, Amir Kilpatrick. They're going to have to do a good job of realizing what's going on, making sure they're lined up properly, and they were all over that one right there.
3rd down and 12, 8:34 to go, third quarter, 7-7 affair. I formation behind Keys. Play clock all the way down to 0. Flags fly, delay a game. Boy, this not been a good start for Jadon McCullough and his Plano Wildcats here in the third quarter. Couple of penalties on this drive. Stevens stoned for a loss of 5. Now all of a sudden their heels are on their own door, back at their own 4-yard line. This will be a 3rd and 17 with 8:27 remaining in the third quarter and a 7-7 affair.
Yeah, and this is when you want to play really clean defense. You don't want to have any silly penalties to let them out of this. 3rd and 17 back near their own goal line.
I set, Key under center. Receivers set to either side. 4-man rush, inside handoff, straight ahead. Stevens stumbles to the 9. Sanogo buried him there. Stevens slow to get up. The Stanford commit, a 6'1", 203-pound senior who was recruited by the likes of Alabama, Texas A&M, you name it. He's been able to get loose just once tonight, a 35-yard touchdown run. Other than that, he has been kept in check. 4th and 13. Plano runs their punt unit on. Caleb Getty will have to kick this one away. He stands 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Jackson Webb, Ashton Johnson deep to receive around the 45-yard line of Plano. We saw last week the return game in this same spot pop a big one by Jackson Webb. Here's a kick. It's going to go to Webb, far side, bounces at the 38, and is just going to let it roll. 42 is where it will die down. Wolves are going to have excellent field position. It's down there at the Plano 42, 7:20 on the clock. Tie game at 7. You couldn't ask for better field position right here.
No doubt about it. And I tell you what, right there, Jared Valisano make it a little bit interesting there in the end zone. He coming through off the left side, about a split second away from having a very good opportunity to get a fingertip on that football and possibly a very huge play for the Plano West special teams. But nevertheless, excellent field position, and this is an opportunity that if you were this Wolves offense, you have to take advantage of.
First down and 10 from the 42 of Plano. Bunch receivers to either side. Jet sweep to Jackson Webb. He fumbles the football at the 41. Plano may have it. There are flags, but I think this is on West. Maybe illegal motion coming out of the pile. Never getting a clean hand on it was Webb. Nick Melson came out of there with the recovery. Plano has it. Penalty is on West. And for as rough a start it's been for Plano in the second half, now, boy, the tide turns here on West after a terrific defensive stand and great field possession. Just a bad exchange between Williams and Webb. Ball's on the turf, and Plano has the football at their own 41.
Oh, those are the kind of mistakes that just kill you. I mean, those are the ones you get the ball in excellent field position. I mean, realistically, you're only, 3 first downs away from maybe having a field goal attempt at the very least. And first play, turn it over and now give your opponent excellent field position.
Two-back set for Keys in the gun. 4-man defensive front for the Wolves. Stretch play. Now it's going to be Keys who keeps it straight ahead. He is banged down at the 41-yard line. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brandon Brown tattooed him there. Short gain of 1 for Matt Keys. Nobody fooled on that one as Keys pulled it and called his own number on that one.
Yeah, really nice job by this Plano West defense has done a tremendous job of recognizing what is happening in the backfield. They're not trying to get too far upfield and pursue too quickly. They are staying at home, reading what is going on in the backfield, and reacting in a hurry and setting this Plano offense with second and third and longs.
Second and 8. Here comes pressure from Valisano. Pass incomplete over the middle. Tipped away by DeMarcus Hall. And boy, was that heat ever coming from the backside from Valisano. He was on a heat-seeking missile blitz off the right side. It's incomplete, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that was an excellent blitz right there. The way that was designed, it was led to, quarterback thinks that he's got an open guy there on the slot, but little does he know that Mohamed Sanogo's sitting right there in the middle, and DeMarcus Hall crashing in from the safety position over the top to just leave an absolutely tiny window out there while you're being pursued, and it sets up a big 3rd down for this Plano West defense.
3rd and 9 from their own 42. 7:14 to go in the third, tied at 7. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Keys to throw, steps up, heaves it, lobs this one, deep left side, pass incomplete. Here comes flags. At the 28, he just lobbed it up for Carson Williams. Ade Kilpatrick and Williams got tangled up going for it. Kilpatrick is pleading his case emphatically. He may lose this one. Be a pass interference, and that's going to move the chains. It'll be a first down for Plano. That pass interference. 15-yard penalty. First down. That first down brought to you by Mighty Fine Car Wash.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. I mean, that was like a pop fly on the infield waiting to come down. That was a quite a floated pass up there, and you're just waiting for it to come down. And really, I mean, Kilpatrick just kind of stood there, may have been holding the arm, but I don't know about that one.
Here they come on a jet sweep. Instead, it's Stevens straight ahead. Out of a Wildcat formation, gets to the 35. Whistles blow. He gets a gain of about 7. His second down and 3. Tackle made by Justin Fisher.
All right, now we're about to get our first real opportunity to see this Plano West team. They've been on the field for a while now. A lot of plays in a row. See if they can, keep this intensity up that they have all night long while this Wildcats offense tries to drive deep in their territory.
Second down and 2. Stevens in the gun. Handoff. Yoro on a jet sweep. Big hole. 30, 35, 25. All the way to the 20. Spinning out of a tackle at the bottom of the numbers goes Yoro. Big run, and he hits that second gear in a hurry. First down brought to you by Buford Roofing and Construction. Wildcats on the move at the Wolves 21 with 6:16 to go in the third quarter. On a 4th down, Plano going for a field goal to try to break a 7-7 tie. A botch snap. They heave it on an attempted pass to the 15-yard line. Ade Kilpatrick with his second interception of the night, and he nearly takes this one the distance. He is finally tackled at the 25-yard line of Plano in a tie game at 7 apiece with 4:32 to go in the third quarter. West now has it deep in Plano territory. We talked at the half about turnovers being a key part maybe of this second half. Plano West had a key turnover on their last possession here. Plano with a pivotal turnover of their own.
Absolutely huge play, and these are the types of opportunities now that if you're Plano West, you've got to seize the moment. Take that big play and run with it. Make it 2 big plays in a row. Go for the home run right off the bat while you have Plano on their heels.
Out of a 2-back set, Williams to Carline, dancing his way off right tackle, 25-20, gets outside and nearly slips this tackle, tackled at the 23 from behind. Gain of 7, his second down and 3. Nice pickup by Devontae Carline. Oh, here we go on a 2nd down and 4. Tie game at 7. West with the football moving right to left with 4:03 to go in the third quarter. Handoff. Campbell lowers his shoulders and rumbles his way to the 15. Short of a first down by about a half a yard. C.J. Wall comes up and makes that stop. About a half a yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and a little less than a yard. From the 15. Here is Logan Williams. Stands in the gun. Campbell in the pistol. Handoff. Campbell left side. He finds a hole across the 10. Inside the 8-yard line goes Campbell. All of a sudden, Plano West finding some success in the running game. Thomas Venegas makes that tackle. And now it's Nick Melson, the safety, who's very slow to get up. He's being attended to by the ref. Now Nelson says he's okay. Here comes Dante Nicholson to take Nelson's spot, and quickly Plano's defensive coordinator in Clint Stewart wants a timeout. It was Dante Nicholson quickly trying to get onto the field, and then they're not going to charge him a timeout, but that'll be more of an injury timeout, as they're going to allow for them to make that substitution, not put Nicholson in a tough spot, having to sprint on the field as Nelson came off. Here we go on a 1st and goal from the 7. 3:12 to go in the third quarter. Handoff on a stretch play to Campbell. Here's nowhere to go. Stood up and stuffed in the backfield at the 12. First man to meet him there was Byron Tate, the defensive end, off the right side. Loss of 3, back to the 11.
I have to imagine at some point, especially down here near the goal line, I know he's not the biggest runner in the world, but this Plano defense is giving absolutely no consideration at all to Logan Williams keeping that ball. If he keeps that ball on a naked bootleg, that's an easy touchdown for Plano West.
Back to pass. Williams to throw. Heaves it. End zone. Intercepted. 3 yards deep in the end zone. Picked off by Sigo Mbua. He takes a knee, and the Wolves with their second turnover of the third quarter. It's a big one. They were on the move once again. And for the second time in the third quarter, they've turned it over deep in Plano territory. We're still tied at 7 with 2:37 to go in the third.
Just a really ill-advised throw by Logan Williams right there. Double coverage in the end zone. Absolutely no window to get that ball in there. I don't care who you are. There's no way you're fitting that into that tight of a window. An easy interception for Plano, and another missed opportunity for this Wolves offense that has had plenty in the first half. And now here in the second half, you have, Plano backs themselves up. You have it start your possession at the 40-yard line, and you turn it over on the first play, and then that big play from special teams, and you throw an interception in the end zone.
I formation behind Keys, handoff straight ahead. Stewart lowers his shoulders, gets a couple. Tackled by Jared Valisano. It's a short gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 7. 2:18 and counting here in the third quarter in a tie game. Play clock rolling at 20. Wildcats with the football, moving left to right. 3 turnovers here in this third quarter. 2 by Plano West, 1 by Plano. Stevens in the Wildcat formation. Flags fly. Stevens starts left, stutter steps, finds a little crease and wiggles his way to the 29. Tackled by Amir Kilpatrick. Check the flag here. Would appear would be on Plano. It'll be a 3rd and short. Instead, this is probably going to be brought back. Flag is at the bottom of the numbers here on the near sideline. Plano has already been issued one sideline warning.
5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
So not enough on the line of scrimmage. 5 men in the backfield. Legal formation. They'll back this one up. They get a 2nd down and 12 with 1:54 on the clock in the 3rd, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. From their own 18.
The rate this is going, this may be whoever makes the last mistake loses the game.
Yeah. Here's Keys in the gun. Trips left, one receiver right. Stevens set to his left. Play action. Keys going to throw. Here comes heat from Sonogo. Gets rid of it. Throws it deep down the far sideline. Pass nearly intercepted. Incomplete at the 45. DeMarcus Hall was running step for step with the intended receiver from Plano and Garrett Frederick. Terrific coverage there, and to make it 3rd down, a long 12 coming up for the Wildcats.
We'll see if Plano West can get off the field here and get that offense back out there. We'll see if it means anything. But Tanner Gillian on the sidelines on the far side, getting warmed up a little bit over there. See if he gets a shot to direct this offense.
3rd and 12 with 1:29 to go in the 3rd. Keys stands in the gun. 2 receivers to each side. 4-man rush. Pressure coming. Keys gets rid of it, slings it over the middle, nearly picked off again. It's incomplete. Chris Ledesma was very close in the vicinity around the 30. Little stunt up front that Plano West ran where they crossed the tackles in the ends, and boy, about 3 guys came loose, and Keys was popped back around the 5. Slow to get up. 4th and 12. Wildcats have done a terrific job, or the Wolves have done a terrific job against this Wildcat offense tonight. 4th and 12 with 1:24 to go in the 3rd, tied at 7.
Yeah, Keys very slowly to get up. Getting some attention over there on the sideline, also getting coached up in the process. That's probably ill-advised throw. Lucky for him that it landed safely on the ground, and the Wildcats have the opportunity to put it away.
Here's the punt from Caleb Getty. Kick that sends Webb back to his own 49. Fair catch is made. Once again, the Wolves have outstanding field position at their own 49, 1:18 to go. This is the 3rd time they have started with terrific field position in this second half. Nothing to show for it right now.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's been the storyline of the second half. You look, and plenty of opportunities. This is almost the 3rd possession in a row where that they're starting with it, in Wildcat territory. Instead, they're starting with it on their own 49. So not too bad there, but they've got to take advantage, or they're going to find themselves, on the losing end of a game that they really feel like they should win.
1st down. Williams going to go to the air. Steps up, eludes pressure, finds an open Campbell at the 50. Cuts back inside, 45. He is walloped at the 42. Spun around by Ja'Cory Sanders. 2 yards shy of a 1st down. Nice job by Williams on just a check down pass to Campbell out of the backfield.
Yeah, very, very good. Reading the defense downfield, going through his progressions, coming back underneath with 2 guys pursuing him. Don't take the sack. Get it to your running back and see if he can get some yards for you.
2nd and 2. Here's Manigan, off right tackle. A little hole, then lowers his shoulders and gets close to the 1st down at the 41. He was taken down by Blake Morris, the middle linebacker. Going to leave him up just about a yard shy is where they've marked it actually at the 41. Nose of the football just shy of the Plano 41. Clock at 42 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Plano and Plano West tied at 7. It was a low-scoring affair last year that Plano came out on the winning side. 17-14 the score. Here at 7-7. Handoff. Campbell trying to get outside. Turns the corner at the 40. Gets outside the bottom of the numbers. Breaks some tackles. 35-30. Excellent extra effort by Campbell as he gets out at the 25 before Thomas Venegas finally runs him out of bounds. That is some determined running from Tyler Campbell, the senior running back.
That was a really nice run and a really smart run. You noticed that he saw a guy had him. He couldn't get upfield. He turned on the jets, got as far wide as he could, saw a seam, cut it upfield, got the 1st downs, and then it was all about power and making some guys miss in the open field to pick up some extra yards.
1st down, handoff, Manigan, off left tackle, falls forward to the 24. Gain of about 3. Darian Foster there to make the stop. Clock ticking at 14, tied at 7. West on the move. They may just elect to run this out and talk it over. Clock at 8 seconds and 7. And Scott Smith bringing his offensive unit over. And they will let it run out, and we'll head to the fourth quarter. All tied at 7 in this rivalry affair tonight between Plano and Plano West. We head to the fourth from Clark Stadium. All tied up. This is Plano West Wolves football on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk. Is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Hey, Plano ISD football fans, Mari Buford with Buford Roofing and Construction. Living in Texas, you are no stranger to the Texas heat. Would you like to cut your AC heating bill up to 50%? Would you like your home more comfortable? Foam insulation is your answer. Call me for a free analysis and estimate of your home and start saving money now. We can be reached at 817-329-ROOF or at our website, BufordRoofing.com.
Second down and 9 as we head to the fourth quarter. Here's Campbell, gets outside, right side, 15, 10, lowers his shoulders across the 8-yard line. Goes Campbell on a determined run. His longest of the night before Aaron Regis finally brings him down. First and goal now and from the 8-yard line for Plano West here on the first play from scrimmage in the fourth quarter. We're all tied at 7 here. So we welcome you back to the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth. Reagan Ratcliffe along with David Collier. Jake Ratcliffe, our spotter in the booth with us tonight. Here's Williams. Handoff. Campbell out of the pistol. Running right. Breaks a tackle at the 5. Backs his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolves. He gets in off the right tackle. And the Wolves have retaken the lead at 13-7.
Some really inspired running right there for Tyler Campbell. Just refused to not get in the end zone, and a heck of a play and a heck of a touchdown. And Plano West holds a fourth quarter lead over their in-town rival Plano.
13-7 Wolves with 11:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Just 2 plays into the fourth quarter here, and they found pay dirt. A lot of success off that right side, off of the side of Ryan Krumholtz and Evan Simmons, the guard and tackle on the right side, opening up the hole there. Here's a kick from Alistair Stark. He drives it through the uprights. Wolves back on top, 14-7 our score from Clark Stadium with 11:30 to go in the fourth quarter. This is Plano West Wolves football on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Fourth quarter action from Clark Stadium. Plano West on top of Plano, 14-7. Alistair Stark will kick this one away from his own 40-yard line. Brandon Stevens and Lepoco Oro stand deep at around their own 5. 2 dangerous return men here for Plano. Yoro popped one last time on a good return. They've tried to stay away from Stevens. As Stark will tee this one up. Touchdown run by Tyler Campbell, giving West the lead. At 14-7 for Campbell, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. Here's an end-over-end kick that will drive Oro a couple of yards deep into his own end zone. He'll take a knee. And the Wildcats will come out 1st and 10. They'll have it their own 25-yard line.
You mentioned special teams earlier, Reagan, maybe playing a difference in the second half. And just right there, it's not going to go down as much, but not allowing a guy like Yoro to get his hands on it and have a possibility of getting a bigger turn and setting this offense up with a short field, that's huge.
Here comes the Wildcats offense led by Matt Keys and company. It'll be Keys in the gun, Stevens to his left, Terrence Raymond to his right. 3 wide set. Stretch play. Stevens bottled up in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Tackled for a loss. Tried to get outside. Nowhere to go. Tackled around the 20 at the bottom of the numbers. It was Titus Wall. And it seems like time after time tonight that Stevens has had a man in his face. Here it's a loss at 3.
Titus Wall's had a big game tonight, too. He's been all over the field. And just overall, you cannot say enough about this Wolves defense. Not allowing any running room at all for Plano West, for Brandon Stevens, anyone they give the ball to, they are bottled up in the backfield and putting this Wildcat offense in some long yardage situations.
2nd down and 13. Handoff. Stevens. He's got a hole straight ahead of the 30. Dives across the 33. Ledesma hopped on his back for a ride. Big chunk of yardage right there for Stevens. Will leave Plano a 3rd down, a manageable 4. And boy, for the first time that I really see Stevens hit that gear quickly.
Yeah.
He got the ball, and it was an authoritative run by Stevens that time.
Well, it was a quick handoff, and he saw the hole early, and he just got upfield as quickly as possible. And give kudos to him because it was second and 12, and now it's a 3rd and 3. That's a big play if they're able to convert this first down.
Plano sprints to the line. Out of the I formation, handoff to Stevens. He nudges forward to the 36. He's got enough for the first down. First down brought to you by Point of Origin Designs. Moves the chains. 14-7 West on top with 10-10 remaining in the 4th quarter. Wolves in search of their first win in District 6-6A. They're hoping it comes tonight against their crosstown rivals in Plano. Wildcats trying to avoid going to 1-3 in district. Won last week over Flower Mound. They've lost the likes of Allen and Hebron in district. Keys in the gun on a 1st and 10 at their own 35, moving right to left. Snap back, play action. Heaves it over the middle. Pass caught by Raymond. The 45, 50 into the secondary to the 48. Taken down there. First reception tonight for Terrence Raymond. It's first down yardage. Stop made by Sonogo. The linebacker came over to make that stop. Move the sticks again. First down brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center.
You have to give credit to this Plano coaching staff as well. You get behind, the 4th quarter, you could very easily panic, but they are doing what they do best, running the ball, getting that quick passing game going, and it's paid off, and they're now in Wolves territory.
First down, Keys back to the air, slings this one near side. Pass caught at the 48, right at the line of scrimmage, and slung down immediately. Justin Fisher came up to put his hat on Carson Williams. Absolutely no gain. Just on a quick little slip screen. Out flats, it's complete, but 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, really good job by Justin Fisher right there, noticing the play, getting off his block, and making a big tackle for a loss. Those are the types of plays that Plano West is going to have to make down the stretch here. 4th quarter, it's luckily cooler temperatures than it has been these first few weeks of the season. We'll see how they hold up as this quarter goes on.
2nd and 10, 14-7 West on top here with 8:50 to go in the 4th. Keys back to the air. Heaves this one deep. Rainbow ball deep down the near sideline. Pass intercepted by Fisher at the 8. He was step for step with Carson Williams, and Fisher comes down with it. There's a lot of jawing going on down just at the bottom of the numbers between Titus Wall and Terrence Raymond. Flags now fly. You would think this might go on both sides as both teams are jawing and talking to one another. But it was Justin Fisher who comes down with the interception, his 2nd of the year, a guy who made the move from free safety over the summer to corner, and he has been outstanding at that position. He comes away with a pick, and the Wolves will have it first down and 10 deep in their own territory. Check the penalty. The officials continue to talk. This might be offsetting as both teams were talking to one another. Terrence Raymond for Plano sure had a lot to say after the interception. By the looks of it, this may go on Plano West.
Unsportsmanlike on number 5 on Plano West. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one, Reagan. I mean, you look, and there's actually the Plano guy that put a hand to the face of a Plano West defender, and I'm sure some words were exchanged both ways, and maybe it was the words that got the penalty for Plano West, but in a situation like that, you don't normally see it, and it happened late. It happened when both guys were about 15 yards away from each other than when they were right in each other's face.
First down and 10. Handoff. Campbell at the 3-yard line. Boy, he is stuffed. Maybe a loss of 1 right there. Stop made by Landry Kershaw, middle linebacker, who's back in the game. And, boy, this game getting chippy real quick. 8:30 to go, 14-7. It's getting pretty heated now between these two teams. Crowds come to life. Near full house on the home side for Plano. West has brought a strong contingency as well. 2nd and 11 from their own 2. Williams to the air. Pressure coming. Deep down the right side. Incomplete. Jackson Webb had a step on his man. If he makes that catch, that may go down as 98 yards in the books. But it's incomplete. It's now a 3rd and 11.
And, you have to wonder if you're Plano West, what do you do right here? Do you go for the first down, try to move the sticks, and see if you can put another drive together and take some more time off this clock? Or do you play conservatively, knowing that Plano's probably going to get the ball back in very good field position?
3rd and 11 from their own 2. Williams to throw, steps up, pass, complete at the 15. Nice catch. Going to the ground is Bennett DeBrow. He fumbles the football, but he was down. Officials immediately signaled that he was down. As he dove forward, tried to lunge out to get that first down. He already had the first down. Looks like he maybe just kind of lost his whereabouts after he made that catch, and his extra effort was trying to reach for the first. He does get the first. First down brought to you by Mighty Fine Car Wash. 1st and 10. Again, another 3rd down conversion for the Wolves. Clock at 8:06 and counting in the 4th. 14-7 Plano West out of a 2-back set. Handoff. Campbell trying to get outside to the left. Nowhere to go. 4 maroon jerseys await him, led by Zach Wakefield. Loss of a couple. Back to the 15. It's 2nd and 12.
It's really interesting. Plano West going with the hurry up here with the lead in the 4th quarter. Just 5 seconds ticked off the clock right there from the time the ref whistles for the clock to start moving after that first down from the time they snapped it.
2nd down and 12 from their own 15. 14-7 West with the lead with 7:30 to go in the game. Williams again to throw. Pass caught by Harmon. 20. Far sideline. 25, 30. First down. Slung down at the 33. Tanner Harmon with the grab. And again, Plano West converting. Move the chains again. First down brought to you by Buford Roofing and Construction. Wolves have it 1st and 10. They're on their march at their own 32.
Yeah, and it seems like Tanner Harmon's due for a touchdown catch. Had one in each of the first 4 games. Running out of time to get one here tonight, but I'm sure the Wolves fans out there would love nothing more than to see the senior find the end zone and really put Plano West in a good spot in this one.
1st down and 10 from their own 33. Man in motion is Matthew Dean. Flags fly. False start again on Plano West. Moving back 5 yards. Clock at 7:01. Wolves trying to put together a drive to put this one away. They lead by 7.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, back the Wolves up 5 yards. And in the process here, trying to chew up some clock. This drive started back at their own 3-yard line. And they've gotten out to the 27 now.
Yeah, and the Wolves got to be creative because the running game all season long has not been something you can, really hang your hat on. And you got to find ways to get, if you pass it, easy completions, get down in bounds, and let that clock be your friend.
1st and 15. Snap back to Williams in the gun. Here comes pressure. Steps to his right. Throws it. Has a man open. Incomplete. Hauled around the 50-yard line. Running free was Bennett DeBrow on a deep crossing route over the middle. And again, Williams just couldn't find his target, and he had a man open. Bring up a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, right there, Williams was pounded as he hit that ball, and it's a shame. Some of these routes that have been open downfield, if only he had one more second to throw the ball, there could be some big gains, and who knows what the score might be right now.
2nd and 15 from their own 27. Clock stopped at 6:37. Trips to the right. Williams going to throw again. Little pass over the middle. Pass caught by DeBrow. He is thrown forward to the 34-yard line. Their own 34. Just a short gain. Just past the original line of scrimmage, be a 3rd down and 8. Clock stops. Ball's on the far hash at the 35. Man is down for Plano West. Very slow to get up is Zach Wakefield, as well as Thomas Venegas. Venegas all of a sudden kind of falls to his backside around the 41-yard line. It's Venegas who's being attended to, as well as Zach Wakefield, the defensive tackle. So 2 Plano Wildcats in pain right now at around the 40-yard line. 6:20 on the clock. Wolves on top, 14-7, 3rd and 8. This has been a key spot all night long for Plano West, is their ability to convert on 3rd downs.
Oh, no doubt about it. And what I imagine that, this Wolves offense is going to do is, you're probably going to have one of the outside guys going deep just to move the safety out there a little bit, have someone going on a crossing pattern. And also, you have to watch the underneath the routes. They've been very effective, particularly on this drive, of picking up some big chunks of yardage when they're really not long throws at all.
Players still being attended to. Plano does appear right now that they're going to run a couple of backups onto the field, and Carson Bateman just coming on, as well as Carlos Bradley. 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Wildcats. For Thomas Venegas, a strong side linebacker, 5'10", 129-pound senior. He is being helped off the field, kind of limping off, but he has been everywhere tonight from his strong side linebacker position on a number of tackles. We called his name this evening. Zach Wakefield comes off as well. So a 3rd down and 8. Venegas still slowly hobbling his way to the sidelines. Just crossed at the bottom of the numbers. West leading 14-7, 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Wolves lead it by 7. It's been a tremendous defensive effort tonight for the Wolves. And now the offense trying to do their part. Harmon goes in motion right to left. Williams stands in the gun, looks, post pattern, over the middle, incomplete. Leaping was DeBrow, pass sailed over his head. And well after the play, it was Seagull Mbua who was pushing Bennett DeBrow in his back. Well after that play, that pass had sailed over his head. No penalties fly, no flags fly. Clock stops, 6:10 to go, 4th quarter. 4th down and 8. Wolves will run Alistair Stark back onto the field to punt this one away.
Oh, that could have been a very, very silly penalty. Really unnecessary there. Lucky he didn't get a call. But I have to wonder, Plano West had an opportunity on that drive to shave probably about another minute or 2 off the clock, but snapping the ball very early in the play clock. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
Stark to punt it away. Drives this one right side of the field to the 35. Takes a west bounce, 30, 25, 20. And down all the way to the 15-yard line. All of a sudden, Aaron Regis just falls on it. Well, that's a dangerous play by Regis.
I can't imagine the coaching staff's going to be happy with that one. He waited until it was about done rolling to jump on it. For whatever reason, if you're going to do that, you might as well do it 10 yards up the field.
Yeah, he had every chance to catch that on the bounce, and then he let it go by him, and all of a sudden he just needs to stay with the football, and he dangerously jumps on it.
But a heck of a punt and a heck of a roll for Plano West, and now the Wildcats take over deep in their own territory once again. Been a theme tonight.
14-7. Wolves with the lead. Stretch handoff to Stevens. Starts left, cuts back right, find a little bit of a seam there. Crosses the 20 to the 24. Close to a first down, gain of 9, be a 2nd and 1.
It's going to be a very important to see and very interesting to see how Plano West really attacks this, because Plano, give them credit right off the shoot there. Really not panicking, 5 minutes and change left down to score. Sticking with your guy. Brandon Stevens is where this offense runs through, and doing a very good job of going to him on first down to see if it continues throughout the drive.
2nd and 1 from their own 24. Out of an I formation. Handoff, Stevens. He stood up at the 26. He's got enough for the first down, it appears. Tried to get in behind the left guard, Spencer Tripp, in the center, Dawson Dawkins. It is a first down, brought to you by Flat Shell Service Center. 14-7, Wolves with the lead with 5:17 to go in the 4th quarter. The defense has made one stop after another. This one becomes the most critical one of the night as we get late into the 4th. Plano with the football deep in their own territory at the 27. Pat Keyes, the quarterback, operates out of a 2-back set. Two receivers to the top side of the formation. Keys keeps it on a zone read play. Has a little hole across the 35. Into the secondary to the 40, to the 41 before he stood up by DeMarcus Hall. Longest run of the night for the quarterback, Keys, who found just a little bit of a seam and gets the first down to the 41.
Yeah, came into tonight averaging just over 2 yards a carry, 36 carries, 74 yards on the season coming into tonight. He's held it a few times right there, a big gain, and give Plano credit. They are not panicking whatsoever as this clock continues to dwindle down.
First down and 10 for Plano at their own 41. Trips left, one receiver right. On a delayed draw, handoff to Stevens. Rumbles ahead and runs over a man at midfield, and Amir Kilpatrick to the 48. Goes Stevens with some authoritative running there. Move the chains again for Plano. First and 10 now in Plano West territory. All of a sudden, Brandon Stevens now becoming a big part of the running game. He's been held in check tonight other than a 35-yard touchdown scamper out of the Wildcat formation. Three receivers set. West showing pressure off the edges. Now Keys wants to change the play. Play clock inside to 10 at 9. Keys to throw, going deep down the left side, looking for his man Williams. It's incomplete. Williams had a step on Fisher this time. It's incomplete. That is the same pass pattern that Keys threw an interception on earlier. This time Williams gets past Fisher. And Fisher is lucky that one did not go for 6.
Yeah, Keys has tended tonight to really float the ball. That one really didn't put that as much air under it as he has been, and gave his receiver a chance to get there just out of the outstretched arms of Williams. And guy caught his first touchdown pass last week against Flower Mound, trying to make it 2 weeks in a row for the Wildcats.
Second down and 10. Trips to the left, one receiver right. Delayed draw again to Stevens. Starts straight ahead, finds a hole, 40, 35, 30, into the secondary to the 22. Amir Kilpatrick finally brought him down on a touchdown-saving tackle, but they found a little success with the delayed draw to Brandon Stevens. It's a first down and 10 for Plano, deep in Wolves territory at the 21 with 3:46 to go, and the Wolves clinging to a 7-point lead. Matt Keys brings his offense to the line. Out of the gun, Stevens to the right. Three receivers left, one to the top side of the formation. Blitz coming. Keys escapes right side. Spins out of a tackle at the 20. He was upended by the safety, Kilpatrick. Balisano there as well. Short gain of 3. Clock becomes a factor here at 3:15. Plano West holding on to a 7-point lead. The defense has risen to the occasion time and time again tonight, but never more important than this drive. Wildcats driving. Clock now right at 3 minutes to go in the fourth. On a second down and 8 from the Wolves 20. Ball on the far hash. Two-back set. Keys in the gun. 4-man front defensively for the Wolves. Stretch play. Stevens trying to get outside to the left. He's bottled up. It is Titus Wall who runs him out of bounds, or rather DeMarcus Hall. Finally runs him out at the 18. Make it the 17. Short gain of about 4. Brings up a critical third down and 5 with the clock stopped at 2:44. Ball resting at the Wolves 17.
Brandon Stevens now over 120 yards on the night, 26 carries.
And there's been a hard-earned 120 tonight for Stevens. There is a man down right now for Plano West, very slow to get up. Both teams have taken a knee. It appears to be DeMarcus Hall. Hall is a guy who took over from Malik McLemore, who was injured a couple of weeks ago. Hall has stepped in and done an outstanding job at the strong safety position, or the free safety. He was a strong safety by trade and made the move to free safety. And so Hall will come out. He's actually walking off on his own accord. Still not brought a man in yet. You would think the next man up here is Ashton Johnson, or whether they have brought a man in. And in fact, it is not Johnson. It is Fisher who they slide to the safety position. It is Johnson who comes in. They actually move Johnson to the corner. He's on the top side. 3rd and 5. Out of an eye set. Keys quickly sprints to the line. On a 3rd down and 5, handoff. Stevens straight ahead, brought down at the 14. Not much there. Got about 3. It's going to leave him about a yard and a half shy of the first. 4th down, this could be the ball game. 2:25 to go. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. 14-7 Wolves lead.
That's what it's all about right here.
4th and 1. Both sides rise to their feet here at Clark Stadium. Play clock's down to 15. Jadon McCullough wants a timeout. Comes over and signals for a timeout. He has all 3. He'll use one here. 14-7 Plano West with the lead. 2:06 to go in the 4th. Well, you have to think maybe here they've had the success with Stevens and the Wildcat. You go back to that. The delayed draw has been big, although you would think on a 4th and 1 that would not be what you would be going to on some kind of they've had that success with it, but you think maybe putting Stevens back here in the Wildcat.
Yeah, no doubt. And what they haven't really done, I think maybe just one time tonight, is actually hand the ball off on the sweep on the Wildcat with the man in motion. And while I don't really ever like a coach taking the ball out of his best player's hands, it would certainly, you'd have to think, get the defense, catch them off guard and maybe not only be a first down, but possibly an opportunity to get in the end zone. But this is a big play. This Wolves defense has done a tremendous job up front all night long, and now they're going to rely on those front 4 to really get a good push and see if they can make it as difficult as possible on this 4th and 1.
14-7, Wolves with the lead on a 4th and 1 with 2:06 out of the timeout. From the 14-yard line, ball rests on the near hash. Keys sprints to the line, under center, I formation. West in a goal line defensive front, handoff. Stevens, first down yardage, breaks a tackle to the 10, carries a tackler to the 5. It's a first down and goal, and hanging on for dear life was Marco Saracini. He made a touchdown-saving tackle, and now he lays on his backside, very slow to get up. Clock is stopped with exactly 2 minutes to go here in the 4th. Saracini is going to have to come out. And sprinting onto the field for West is Bryce Jones. So, fresh set of downs, first down and goal. Nose of the football, resting right at the 5-yard line on the left hash. Clock now rolls with 1:54 to go in the game. 14-7 West on top. Keys back in the gun. No, it's actually going to be Stevens in the Wildcat. Yoro, here he comes in motion. It's Stevens who's going to keep it. He is snowed under back of the 6. Sonogo led the charge, makes the tackle, hopped on the backside of Stevens, and it's now a 2nd down and 6.
A big time play by Wamed Sonogo right there, and you have to imagine this is going to be that front 4 of this Wolves defense and that linebacker, the front 7 really, I guess, of this Plano West defense against Brandon Stevens, and see if they can hold him out of the end zone.
Here they go on a 2nd down and go from the 6, 1:10 to go in the game. Movement on the right side of the offensive line. This is going to back him up 5 yards. Kobe Johnson.
Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
Kobe Johnson had checked into the game at tight end. We've not seen Johnson there much at all tonight. In fact, Plano has not gone to the tight end set all that often, and Johnson stumbled out of his set, out of his stance, and it cost the Wildcats 5 yards. Backs him up to the 11. 2nd and goal from the 11. 1:08 to go in the game. 14-7 Wolves. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Keys in the gun. Snap back. Delayed draw to Stevens. He stumbles. Tackled at the 12. He tripped and fell. Valisano and Titus Wall were there. 3rd down, and make it 13 now. We're inside a minute with 58 seconds to go, and the Wolves holding on to a 7-point lead. Timeout called by Plano. Now they have just 1 timeout left. There it is. There was the delayed draw there. Now a 3rd down and a 13. Still got to think maybe you're obviously probably want to try to put the ball in the hands of your best player. If they're going to run the football again, I think maybe it would be here. Keys, though, has gone to the air tonight, and his go-to man has been Carson Williams, so decision-making time now here for Jadon McCullough.
Yeah, and if I'm over there on the Plano West sideline as well, I'm anticipating maybe some type of screen pass, some way to get the ball into Brandon Stevens' hands and maybe an opportunity for him to get in the open field and use that athleticism, that agility, and that power near the goal line where we've seen him carry. But give Plano West credit. They could have easily folded after that 4th and 1 where he carried the defender down to the 5-yard line. They have stood strong, created some plays for negative yardage, had the false start, and now they sit in a very good position. 13 yards to go, 2 plays to keep them out for their first district win of the year against their in-town rival.
14-7. West holding on with the lead. 58 seconds to go in the game. Here's Keys. He operates from under center out of an offset eye. Stewart behind Keys, stands 5 yards deep. Here they come on a speed option. Keys, he is stood up and banged down by Sonogo. Just a gain of 1. There was nowhere to go. Sonogo sniffed it out, and it comes down to this. A 4th down and goal from the 11. This is your ball game right here. Plano with only 1 timeout remaining. Clock rolls down to 40. They're going to burn it right here. 39 seconds. This is it. It will come down to this. If West holds, they win it. And they've got to get 11 yards. It's 4th and goal from the 11. That entire Plano West team pours out from the sideline. The huddle around the defense. Offensive unit huddles around Jadon McCullough and his offensive staff here on the near side.
And I really don't know what Plano's going to do because their offense, it goes through Brandon Stevens. And when you put yourself in a 4th and goal to go situation from the 11-yard line, there's just not a whole lot in there. I mean, maybe you see him get out and run a pass out of the backfield and can do something there, and you have to imagine if you're Plano West on 3rd down and long all night, they've brought their pressure, brought the heat. Do they do that and leave themselves maybe open for a quick score if they find the right guy, or do they sit back in coverage and make them, go through their progressions and find the open man? This is going to be a very intriguing play to watch. The chess move going on both sides. This is what Friday Night Football is all about, and Plano West has got a big opportunity to get a big and much-needed win against their rival.
Out of the timeout, here comes Matt Keys and the Plano offense from the 11-yard line of Plano West. 4th and goal at the 11. Here's your ball game with 38 seconds to go. 14-7, Wolves with the lead. 2 receivers to each side. Brandon Stevens, the running back, to the right. 4-man rush for the Wolves. Keys going to throw over the middle. Pass is caught and then dropped. Incomplete in the back of the end zone. He was looking for Stevens. He had him. He dropped it. As he dove for the catch, it's incomplete. There are no flags. And Plano is out of timeouts. The Wolves have a 14-7 lead with 20 seconds to go in the game.
The refs telling Plano West to get back on their sideline. I don't think they really care at this moment. It would be a dead ball penalty anyway. No way for Plano to stop the clock. This is 1 knee away from Plano West getting their first district win of 2015. Big time plays by this defense.
Going to have to reset the game clock. It's rolling down all the way to 3 seconds.
Scott Smith wishes it was that easy.
They're going to have to move this back to at least 20 seconds, I believe. Nonetheless, Plano is out of timeouts. So from their own 12-yard line, this stands a clean snap and a kneel down here by Logan Williams. Scott Smith will have his first district win as a head coach at Plano West, and his Wolves will get to 2-3. Williams stands in the gun. They're in a victory formation from their own 12 with 20 seconds to go. Just need a good snap, and they get it. Williams takes a knee, and the Wolves have taken down their crosstown rivals, the Plano Wildcats, tonight at Clark Stadium. 14-7 tonight as the Wolves pour out onto the field. Plano West gets to 2-3, 1-2 in district, and the Wildcats, they fall to 3-3 overall, and their district record drops to 1-3. 14-7 our final tonight. The Wolves are victorious over the Wildcats. We'll take a break. Coming up next is the Rodenball's Flooring American Appliances postgame show. That's coming up next on KEXB 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
You'll have one when you use Mighty Fine Car Wash. Go with the pros that have been cleaning cars for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash offers both fast lane exterior and full-service washes. You'll always get a top-quality wash quickly and at a fair price. Same owner, same phone number for over 34 years. Mighty Fine Car Wash, with 7 DFW locations, including Custer at 15th and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek and Plano. Mighty Fine Car Wash.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Back to Clark Stadium in Plano, Texas, and the Wolves tonight celebrating their first district win of the season, a 14-7 thriller tonight in the defensive showdown between Plano West and Plano Senior High, and the Wolves get a bit of redemption from last year's 17-14 loss right here on this field 1 year ago, and tonight they come away with a 14-7 win. They stay alive now in the playoff hunt here in District 6-6A, and boy, tonight it all starts with the defense. What a job that David Hall, the defensive coordinator for the West Wolves, and head coach Scott Smith, the game plan they put together, and the job that the defensive unit did in executing that plan tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. This was all, the front four of this Plano West defense was just did an absolutely tremendous job of getting in the backfield, making, Brandon Stevens having to, not get to that hole so quickly. We only saw him do that a couple times here tonight. He had to get outside very quickly. And then the job by the linebackers. Wahmed Sanogo was all over the field. Amir Kilpatrick coming up from the secondary, making plays. Just an all-around defensive, there's really not one guy you can point to. It was an all-around collective effort for this team, and an absolutely tremendous job all around for this team to just frustrate this Plano offense. And then when it was all said and done, they kept them to third and longs all night, and that was ultimately what won the ball game.
Take a look at tonight's scoring summary. First of all, it was not a whole lot of scoring tonight on either side. A defensive showdown between these two squads, but let's take a look at the scoring. Plano West able to get on the board first tonight. Let's go back through tonight's scoring summary, Dave.
Yeah, it all got started in the first quarter. Jackson Webb scored on a 39-yard touchdown reception from Logan Williams with 5:50 to go in the first quarter to give the Wolves an early 7-0 lead. And then it was a defensive struggle until late in the first half when Brandon Stevens, out of the Wildcat formation, right up the gut, got a big home run, touchdown, 41 yards out, 3:13 to go in the first half to tie it there. And then in the third quarter, it was just all back and forth defensive struggle until early in the fourth. Tyler Campbell found the end zone on a 7-yard physical run, backed himself in, got Plano West the lead, and that was what ultimately won them the ball game. The Wolves defense able to keep Plano out of the end zone the rest of the way.
14-7, our final score tonight. The West Wolves with the win over Plano tonight. And take a look at tonight's overall statistical summary between these two teams, and a very evenly, as close as it was on the scoreboard, that's revealed as well through the statistics tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. You look, and it was pretty evenly matched across the board. Total yards, Plano ended up outgaining Plano West 256 to 235. Got 14 touchdowns to the Wolves, 13 touchdowns. Running the ball, 170 yards for the Wildcats on 39 carries. Plano West, 29 carries, 72 yards. Throwing the football, you look at the job, Logan Williams wasn't his most accurate day, 11 of 29, 163 yards, but he picked up some big first downs, got that big touchdown, did throw an interception as well. For Plano, you look, Matt Keys, 7 of 19, 86 yards, 2 interceptions after doing a very good job really all season long. This entire team did, except against Allen, of not turning the ball over. Here tonight, Plano West is able to get a couple of big interceptions that were key in this game as well. You look at Tyler Campbell's night, 15 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown. J.D. Manningham added 23 yards on 6 carries. Devontae Carline, 2 carries, 10 yards, receiving the ball. Jackson Webb, 3 receptions, 79 yards, and the big touchdown. Bennett Dubrow, 4 receptions, 38 yards. and Tanner Harmon 2 for 34. You look at Plano, and Brandon Stevens, he was their offense. 30 carries, 134 yards. They ran him hard, they ran him a lot, and he did a lot, but just wasn't enough for this Plano offense. They couldn't get it going in any other area. And a big credit to this Wolves defense for just really frustrating that Plano offense and then doing enough offensively to get a lead and hang on for dear life.
Final score tonight, 14-7, Plano West with the win tonight over the Plano Wildcats. Short break, we come back. We'll wrap things up and tell you what's on tap for next week. Wolves playoff hopes still alive here. 1-2 in District 6-6A action. We'll tell you what's coming up next week as Plano West getting set to host Flower Mound Marcus at home. We'll tell you about that coming up next on the Road Balls Flooring American Appliances postgame show on KEXP 620 AM and SportsSoundsRadio.com.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Welcome back to the Mighty Fine Car Wash broadcast booth, the Road Balls Flooring American Appliances post-game show. Reagan Ratcliffe along with David Collier. Jake Ratcliffe, our spotter, in the booth tonight, as the West Wolves tonight victorious over their crosstown rival in Plano Senior High, 14-7 in a defensive thriller tonight that came down the final seconds. Plano unable to connect on a 4th down 11 pass over the middle to Brandon Stevens in the back of the end zone. Diving attempt. He could not make the catch. Incomplete, and the West Wolves poured onto the field as they win this one tonight. Thriller, 14-7 over Plano, and it sets up the West Wolves, keeps their hopes alive for the playoffs. And at 1-2, a loss tonight really would have been detrimental to that. When you still look at who you have left on the schedule, had you gone to 0-3, boy, it would have been an uphill battle. This was absolutely, I don't want to say must win, but it was as close as a must win as it could be tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you never want to start 0-2, and when you look at 0-3, it's just, especially when you have, Marcus left, Allen left on the schedule, it was going to be a very tough uphill climb. Now you put yourself in a position now, you got a big win. If you can, capitalize on that, take that in, work on it this week, work on the things you need to correct, and maybe build some momentum here. Never know whenever one win can turn into two, then all of a sudden it just becomes kind of that domino effect, but certainly a big win, and you still got some very, very winnable games left on the schedule, so you just put your head down, go back to work, and play the next game and see what happens.
Let's take a look at that next game. Flower Mound Marcus on the schedule. Plano West does host next week. They're the home team. They will play at Kimbrough Stadium next Friday night, and this is a Marcus team that has really caught a lot of people, maybe a bit by surprise. They feature the number one tight end in the nation, in Caden Smith, and a very physical team that they will be, and this will be a big-time test for Plano West next week.
Oh, no doubt. Marcus coming off a 34-14, pretty easy win over Flower Mound tonight, and you just look and you take it one game at a time, and you try to figure out. There's been 2 weeks in a row now where this Plano West team has really come out strong in the first quarter. A very good game plan that they've executed very well, and if they can do that again, then you never know what can happen. And with the way this defense played tonight, if they can take that momentum, continue to create havoc, force their opponents into 3rd and longs, force some turnovers, you never know what can happen. And they've just got to correct those little things. Some of those miscues downfield where Logan Williams maybe a little too amped up tonight, misshot those. But he's due for a big game, and maybe he'll get it next week, and he'll certainly need it against a very talented Marcus club.
When it counted, it came through with some big passes. The touchdown pass to Jackson Webb early in the game. Tyler Campbell with some big physical runs late in the game tonight when they needed him the most. Some big blocking by that offensive line late in the game when they had difficulty getting the ground game going tonight, and of course the huge defensive effort by that 11 that was on the field tonight at all times. Just a terrific performance by the defense for Plano West as they come away with a 14-7 victory over Plano. Well, our next broadcast will come to you next Friday night as Plano West, the Marcus Marauders, meet over at Kimbrough Stadium. We will be on the air with the pregame show at 7 p.m. and kickoff scheduled for 7:30. Until then, from our broadcast partner David Collier, our spotter Jake Ratcliffe, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe. Until next time, good night and God bless.
Plano West Wolves football is on KEXB AM 620 and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This broadcast of Plano ISD football featuring the Plano West Wolves is sponsored by Mighty Fine Car Wash, serving fans of Plano ISD athletics for 34 years with 2 locations in Plano, Custer Road at 15th Street and Preston Road just north of Spring Creek Parkway. Buford Roofing and Construction. When you use Buford Roofing and Construction, you can consider yourself protected and customer satisfaction is guaranteed. Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances on Main Street in downtown Allen, serving the folks of Collin County for more than 50 years. Point of Origin Design, providing screen printing, embroidery, and design services online at pointoforigindesign.com. Flat Shell Auto Service and Repair Center on Preston Road at I-635. Plano ISD football featuring the Plano West Wolves is a presentation of KEXB AM 620 and SportsSoundsRadio.com.